Welcome everybody after a 2-week hiatus. Well, was it 2 weeks? Not 2 weeks. After a 1-week hiatus. It's been 2 weeks since the last session total, but a 1-week hiatus. Welcome to Forgotten Genesis Season 2, Session 20. Last I checked, y'all were wandering through the abyss, currently on a pathway headed back toward the realm of a million eyes, otherwise known as a layer of the abyss, inhabited by every kind of beholder and beholderkin who are constantly fighting each other. At the moment, you are currently venturing toward this layer of the abyss through effectively some, well, planar traversal magics presented by and effectively provided by Venestra, due to one trait earned by her choice of, well, epic destiny.
Nice.
It is in this sort of brief walked magical pathway that you all do have some opportunities to converse with each other, pass by some things, make some plans, even potentially rest, should you choose to do so, for the most part away from the strictest sense of danger. Oh yeah, Easter business. Yeah, that did fuck with some things. Anyway, back on topic. So, on the subject, and whilst on this rather unusual means of walking, what would you all like to do?
I'm clinging to whoever the biggest and strongest person is because I know that the holders are not going to be good for me.
They rarely are good for just about anybody.
We're starting in the end of that area where the dragon found its alcove to die.
I believe I was training.
Well, since you guys are currently on this walk pathway, you have the opportunity to change directions, return to previous locations. You have a number of things that you can do in this sort of fugue. Don't want to necessarily say fugue state or fugue
Piper
place,
is not
it's just
here.
kind of a
Piper
fugue.
is the leader. Piper made a distinction on where she wanted to go and why she wanted to go there.
Oh.
Piper's route.
Since, fair enough. Since Piper is currently T-posing, there's the chance in the interim moment to go ahead and...
I will not serve.
He was also training alongside an SAO.
Ah. Training. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay,
Violet's
to be
trying to learn how to fly.
To be completely fair, since it has been 2 weeks and my brain's scrambled, were you guys outside of the Dragon Bones and haven't started walking yet? Because if so...
We were on our way to the Dragon Bones because they were walking through that empty space that Venestra can do. So we're still kind of walking as we're going. We can train or do something.
Gotcha.
Violet's in a complete emotional state. Because she didn't know how...
IQ got introduced alongside the EQ. And now not only is she dealing with the emotional weight of that, she's dealing with the implications. Am I correct?
Yeah. She's just dealing with all of that.
Cool. I don't know that this music is necessarily fully fitting for what you guys are doing. It's a little bit less on the creepy side and more so on the... you know what, let's go ahead and go to the dream playlist. It's a little more whimsical, but it works.
When they have a chance to actually do stuff or actually stop in that space because it's a quiet space. Because
oh good, the backdrop fade works again.
When the amethyst dragon dies, it creates like a safe space, which is really weird about it. It's one of my favorite things about amethyst dragons. Create like this really weird calming space when they die.
Okay, so
Including a pool with water and fish.
Is Vi the biggest person in the group?
Venestra or Violet? Violet only is big when she's in form.
in doggo body.
Mm-hmm. She's not doggo body. It would be literally. If anybody, Avery would be sticking close to
Yeah,
Violet.
not being in doggo body,
Venestra.
Venestra is absolutely the tallest.
Oh yeah, V's definitely the tallest.
By a long shot.
Yeah. Venestra's definitely the tallest.
She's dealing with
Violet does not go by her name.
Greek
in
saga
Ibid.
Kratos levels of height, I would say.
Violet.
Yeah, that's- That's who
Via
Avery's kind of
does not go
sticking
by her
close to.
name.
Greek saga Kratos level of musculature?
Also kinda. But level of height, absolutely. Greek saga Kratos. By the way, fun fact, taller than the Norse saga Kratos. Why did they change the height? I don't know.
He wanted to fit in better.
Yeah.
I mean, he couldn't be as much of a douche and fight, Zeus if he wasn't.
As soon as all that rage left his body, he dropped by a whole couple of feet.
I mean, you can't, fight that walking, talking dick without it. Say.
He did a lot of hate fucking, that guy.
Zeus or Kratos?
Kratos. It was very much
Yes,
kind of a
I
like father, like
understand
son. You could earn experience points
okay.
for doing the bang-a-bangs.
Well aware of Kratos and his ability. But, I'm talking about him having to compete with Zeus from one game to
Went from the
another.
star entity. Okay, so, yeah, going back from the spirit of discordance probably toward the amethyst then, I think, is the idea here.
Mhm.
Can I get a description of just Venestra's visage, like armaments?
Just show her
Armor.
the visual.
I mean, if you want to post
It's
the
in
character
session
art.
or somewhere.
Yeah, I think it probably is. Hold on. Also, there's some...
Here she is. I'm copying and pasting it now.
Violet was riding on top of Venestra's shoulders for a while. Violet's having an emotional time.
Oh,
There we are.
that's Venestra.
The small
another
thing
one.
next to Venestra is Amira.
Okay, it's Amira. Okay.
And she carries, what is that, a maul?
And it looks like a battle axe. What is it, Venestra?
It's a big fucking hurdy thing. What is it?
It's a maul. All right.
A maul.
You got it.
Cool. I'm gonna go sit cross-legged in her vicinity.
Okay.
Or are we walking or are we riding?
I don't know if we're walking or riding. I was not
Well,
aware of that.
here's the thing. Strictly speaking, in terms of the ability, Venestra is walking. Whether you all choose to walk in kind with her or just kind of drift in proximity to her movement, almost like it's a gravitational thing, frankly, it's kind of up to you guys.
I'm walking for now.
Venestra says Vi has a lot of weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick close to Venestra and just, as uncreepily as possible, just give her the once over. Just because she looks
I'm
like
too cute
the
to be
biggest,
creepy.
strongest.
Roll a trying not to be creepy check. No.
I fail. It's a 3.
Ah.
Hey. Definitely creepy. Have a robot stare at you, I guess. That is a lot of weapons. You are correct.
Does she have 4 arms?
I don't believe so. Hold on. Again, to be fair, my...
No, I see 2 hands on her right side.
Right side.
Yeah.
Venestra
hold
says
on.
yes.
She's got wings, yeah. Okay.
Violet is riding full shoulders crawled up on Venestra right now. She's kind of chilling out at the moment.
Just kind of double
Who
Ving.
is Amira?
Violet is basically like piggybacking Venestra right now while he's Halcyon's and following.
I'm in like a heel position. Little bit behind and to the left.
Halcyon's probably like, stay here. Stay protected behind me.
That's totally fair. Let's see here.
I think that I would be at Venestra's 4 or 5 o'clock.
Fair enough. It's interesting being
Yeah,
on
so
this sort of magical
kind of
feat.
mirrored to Avery.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of.
And if there's a moment where it's obvious to tell that she's kind of controlling this movement we're doing.
Effectively, yes.
Violet's mentally
Is it-
having a conversation.
You're in full tank mode right now, Venestra.
Which is interesting, kind of walking alongside Venestra during this. Well, Venestra, you do have this sort of almost focused in view of where it is you're trying to go. For everybody else looking around, it's like everything around you is getting kind of pulled through this oil painting, almost motion blur like visual. You're seeing sort of echoes of the places where you were, the places where you feel like you're going. And even the slightest change in thought or change in perspective almost seems to further smear the environment around you. Direction in this proximity also, as well as sort of center of gravity, is a little bit strange. You can seemingly walk sort of effectively almost any given direction within roughly a proximity of about 20 feet away from Venestra at about the most, but walking sort of up along sort of the walls of an unseen sphere almost along its ceiling. Anything else like that, there's no distinctive up or down. The one thing that the one direction you really can't go is below Venestra.
Wait, so not just our movement, but the entire, like, physical realm, it seems to be revolving around Venestra?
Seems to be stretching, distorting almost... Oh, how do
We're
I
in
put
her
this?
hamster ball.
Yeah, effectively.
Yeah, so... Oh, that's fucking weird.
Very weird. And it's moving
He's
just
working with
slowly enough
elephant.
and
That's
shifting and
fucking
distorting
weird.
just sort of smoothly enough that it refuses to be nauseating as much as it is just
Can
strange.
we reach out and touch it? Like, is there a barrier?
Not like a fully like hard one, like a wall. But as you sort of reach out to that sort of edge of influence and edge of gravity, you start to feel that limb.
Resistance.
It's resistance, almost like sticking your hand out of a window when you're on a highway.
Aha.
And with that, there's this additional sort of vibration that seems to rattle back through that arm a little bit further.
I think Avery would be full aware considering he's mentally connected to Violet. Violet and Venestra had a full-on mental conversation for a little bit, where Violet was crying for a while and remembering all the stuff she'd been through the past couple of years. And
Avery would be aware of what?
considering y'all are connected mentally and you
No,
can't
aware
avoid-
of what?
that Venestra and Violet kind of had like a calm down conversation
Okay.
about her, just the difference between Ink and the difference between Angel's family and how much they had to really put her together after she got back.
What's the lighting like here?
I imagine it's real dark.
It's not necessarily dark. It's honestly it's similar to being it's similar to being in like that high school that seems to refuse to kind of get its party set up in its gymnasium out of like the previous two generations. There's almost an essence of shifting and moving light that has a mimicry of, yeah, very much kind of like hyperspace in a way, but also a slightly broken and not quite moving at the right speed disco ball.
Hmm.
So there are some split seconds where it gets very fucking dark, and then other split seconds where you can see just fine, and it kind of blends together in this very sort of almost dim lit environment. Which again, that's at least how it looks for the rest of you. As far as how it looks for Venestra, it may be a little bit different.
Just hold on a second. I'll grab my other headset.
Sure thing.
I can on the music.
You're at the headset? Didn't realize there was another headset. It's been how long, and I didn't realize there was another headset?
Venestra is. Oh, sorry.
What Venestra is? Like, in terms of the epic destiny that Venestra just picked up, or in terms of just what she is as a creature?
Well, in the picture, she's got a very humanoid form, but a dragon-like tail and wings and horns. So would I know what she is?
I mean, give me a nature check. DC is not that high.
It's written down.
I don't know what Venestra is. That was a natural one.
Oh wow.
She is a very effective cosplayer.
What?
Grandpa just tried to figure out what Venestra is, like race-wise.
Rolled a natural one, and you're just thinking that's an incredible
That's a
costume.
really nice cosplay.
Yeah.
Grandpa will not remember this.
What are
So-
whoa? Walls are moving.
Oh, it's a nice color. Violet's gonna look down at Avery and ask him mentally, considering they're connected right now, how is it spending time with the Illithid?
I only ever. Oh fuck! The one time I don't have my voice mod open. Whatever. I'm not gonna mess with it now.
Oh man, that would have still been cool.
Doesn't take that
I'll
long
open it-
to
I'll
hook
open
back
it.
up.
Okay.
I'll open up between turns.
Okay.
Well, honestly, I only spent time with the one, and he was kind of a oddball of the bunch. He
Well,
wasn't
most of-
evil. Like,
So he wasn't part of the hive mind?
I don't think so.
That's
Would
amazing.
he have talked about the hive or how he was disconnected to Avery?
He actively avoided the subject.
He never really spoke about it. Actively avoided it, in fact.
Maybe that's how he kept himself separated. That's amazing. Have that kind of willpower.
Possibly.
Sorry. Who knows? Is she
Well,
trying to do
but
my
for better or for
accent?
worse, you made me who I am now.
While you two are on the subject, I'll have Violet and Avery go ahead and roll me perception checks.
Perception checks? Perception checks.
Perception.
It's in the seal.
12.
Hold on. Gotta get out Violet's dice.
I just rolled the digital dice. I don't care.
I care. I have a specific stone dice that I use for her. It's a natural 20, DM.
Natural 20. Even 12 was high enough to get this. It's, frankly, given the volatility of the subject, hard to miss. As the sort of Again, almost paint smear-like walls pass by you for the briefest moment. You swear you see a massive, deep grayish-purple tentacle sort of whip and wave by just outside the barrier before it also itself joins the smear.
Weird. Violet, this is just a thought process. I just like,
You saw that?
that's amazing. That's amazing. This place is so strange. So, I know that Halcyon. What's it like being a changeling where you're from? That's a good question.
It's honestly not very different than being a normal person. You choose an identity and mostly stick with it. Sure makes pranks a whole lot of fun, though.
I do enjoy a good prank. The only one I've ever managed to do is the water over the door trick.
Almost got myself killed by impersonating a... I forgot.
It was really funny because it was Zeus, and Zeus is a giant minotaur, and he should be able to see that coming, but he didn't. It was fantastic. And then mine, you see a big minotaur visual because y'all are sharing mental abilities. Point. So you see the minotaur with big white fluffy beard and white horns.
Who's that?
That's Zeus. His name is Zeus.
See, thought Zeus was more man-looking, the lightning bolts.
Oh, that's his name. That's Angel's adoptive father.
Oh. Guess we've all had our own interesting parenthoods.
Indeed. Alright. She's also going to look over at Xanon for probably the first time to take a look at him. So, Ormer. How's it like in Ormer?
It's, things are much simpler.
Simple. I've been to Ormer. It's not simple by any means. Is it simpler in your city? Because that's amazing.
It's a simpler way of living.
I'd love to see that.
By that, I mean violence and chaos.
That I'm used to. I'm talking about like simpler villages. Is it like canvas tents, or do they actually have homes, or they live in rocks and walls?
I'm sure some do.
You can see
Mine was more... My home was more regal, I guess.
lived in a place like that for 2 years. That's awesome. Indeed. Fascinating. Oh, while we're walking, she pans Ravik a extra bag of holding because she has 3. Because I have 3. They're just not equipped. They're just things I have. And hands him one. You can put your hoard in that. For now, I put some gold in there. I have.
What's everybody's passive perception?
Mine's pretty high, but I don't know.
11.
Let me grab my sheet. Decide to disappear again. Let me grab Violet's sheet. Violet, please don't do this to me.
18.
18. Ravik is 20.
Gotcha.
I do have
And
I do have a question about that for the DM when he has a moment.
also, if Guinea, you want to go ahead and pull up Piper's sheet as well, because I mean, she's still
I'll grab
present for this.
Piper's.
So
And hers is higher than mine. I think it's a 22.
Piper's is ridiculous.
Insane.
She did perception,
Oh, it's
buff, and
28.
observant, and a
Never
whole
mind.
bunch
Her
of shit. Yeah,
passive is like 20 something.
her passive is ridiculous.
Well, it's only because she actually only uses her passive for her children or for like super, super dangerous situations. Passive is
26 for V
26.
and 19 for Amira. As your passives or as an active roll?
That's Violet. That's not Violet's. That's Piper's.
Passive, okay.
Violet's is 21.
Okay, Violet's is
Vanessa
20.
says Vi has expertise.
Gotcha. All right.
DM, would the alert feat be something you need to know here?
Not necessarily. This is not.
Being surprised.
No, this is not an actively hostile thing. But for anybody who got an 18 or higher, or for anybody who has an 18 or higher, I should say, you notice that of the 3 bags of holding that Violet is carrying, there is a small rag-covered hand that reaches up out of one of them, grabs a small little loose bolt of cloth from Violet's clothing and just pulls it back into the bag.
What's the passive for that?
Anybody who has an 18 or higher.
I'm letting you know that there's going to be a bite going straight to that hand. You know that, right?
Okay, rolled a hit. I'm gonna roll a dexterity saving throw to see if it's quick enough to react and try and. Well,
I'm just
it's
rolling
a
that.
very innocuous piece of cloth that it pulls away.
I don't care. It's my shit.
Yeah.
Holy crap, Violet. That is in 19? 18?
Okay. As your bite comes in and it tries to basically snatch its arm away, you manage to bite down on its wrist. And unexpectedly, very easy give on that bite. As the wrist and hand that you've bitten onto almost crumbles away in your mouth, and the arm falls back into the bag. It's still, for the most part, whole in your mouth, but you can immediately taste it's almost desiccated in its texture and its flavor, and in just the aroma that you can feel.
Probably was you. Demon, you promised you were going to put this creature into this game. Damn it.
Did I promise I wouldn't?
Yes, you did. You promised me you wouldn't.
I promised you wouldn't fight it. I believe.
Oh shit. Okay, sure. It's not the promise I was made, but okay. She hands the bag over to Xanon and says, "You can keep your hoard in this. There's some gold already in it. I just don't spend much because I don't have to, because I hunt witches for..."
Are you just talking like that with the desiccated hand just still in your mouth?
Yeah. Sitting out the side of her mouth. Doesn't matter. It's one of those dog things.
I will cautiously reach out and accept it. Thank you.
She handed over to Ravik specifically.
Yes, I'm gonna present it to him.
Thank you.
Dragons should always have a horde of their own. She says, with a finger probably sitting out of her mouth like this.
Speaking of which, Ravik proceeds to open the bag, unhinge his jaw, and make a sound that's just barely not the sound someone would make as they go to hurl. And piles of gems, coins, and all kinds of knickknacks just start pouring out of his throat.
That's what I thought. You can't leave me carrying the horde.
Like 100 pounds lighter.
I hope so. Okay, let's see what's Vernestra chat.
Yeah.
And he takes out the hand out of her mouth and she's like, I don't know if I should trace this thing back to where it goes and kill it or just
It's
finish eating it.
small. That's one thing that you notice. Insofar as it... Small insofar as not necessarily the way that would indicate something young, but like someone of a smaller species background.
Pulling out a jar, she puts the hand in the jar. and
Also-
seals the jar.
Vanestra says it's a pygmy.
Yeah. As you drop it in the jar as well. While another thing to note, while it seems desiccated, there isn't an undead aspect to it. It seems, for the most part, like it at least was alive, as the blood that is coming off of that hand does smell fresh.
Well, that's satiation.
Furtive. I'm unfamiliar with that word. Time to look up a personal dictionary and find this shit out.
Furtive?
New words. Let's do this shit.
I love furtive.
Done in a
Furtive's
quiet and secretive way to avoid being noticed. Okay. Ah. Dark Souls intro.
So
So in other words, I guess Vanestra's asking, as you're putting that hand in the jar, are you doing that in a subtle way, or are you just doing that?
it can be a snack later, or it can be something that I look into later. This is also the first time y'all pretty much find out she has some very strange tastes.
I'm pretty sure they found that out. Actually, sorry. Season 1 was the
Yes.
Corpse
but season
cracklings.
one- Yeah, yeah.
chicharrón con humano.
See.
Okay, so that was plainly in view.
No, that's totally in view.
Yeah. And also, of course, yeah. Vanestra and Amira both, of course, having noticed that small hand do that before getting its fucking hand bitten off. Which is to say, you
Speaking of
do
things getting
manage
bitten
to
off.
keep that little bit of cloth.
Speaking of things
Actually-
getting bitten off,
Mm-hmm.
do any of you have diamonds?
I'm letting you know, probably
Piper
both
do.
dragons are side-eyeing you.
Piper absolutely do. Piper is T-posing.
sensitive question when you're asking a dragon. They're going to take their treasure.
Taking, borrowing, investing.
Borrowing?
Good
like
returns.
spending in a spell?
Only to bring people besides myself back to life.
Not
Should.
Any of that.
The unfortunate happen.
We've got scrolls for that too. But yes, should we need it, I'll have it.
I won't take what's not offered, but in case you go down, you might at least tell me where you hide them. So I can pull one of yours out and use it.
Mine will react by my. She lifts her neck, and you see this really ornate collar all the way around. That's very, very, very painful. You can see underneath there's spikes that dig into the skin. To keep her in barbarian state. Well, if you crack one of these bulbs, one of them has a scroll in it.
Fancy.
We prepared. We've been here before. Didn't want to lose any of you. I didn't know who would be going with me, but I wasn't going to allow them to die. I could keep them. She looks over at Halcyon. Do you have the ointment by any chance? Because this thing is itchy.
You know you can retract those spikes.
I forgot how to do it. And I always forget how to do it. We had this discussion.
Fucking... Alright. Like this. And he drags the back of his hand down the side of your neck, right over a very subtly hidden switch right alongside the collar. And as he just runs the top of his finger over it, it's just enough pressure to release all of them.
Bleeding.
Why do you do that to yourself?
Because it's easier to transform and protect everyone and put my big body in front of everything. I can take the damage.
Ah, bless your soul. And he pats your head.
That's why I enjoy eating small things that move. Pulling out a bag of corpse cracklings and just starting to eat it.
Just looks and smells like, you know, normal ass pork rinds.
It does smell like pork rinds.
With a slight off green tint. That may or may not have previously been an orc. You are muted, by the way, Brick.
No, I'm trying to play with my stupid microphone, but I suck at this so bad.
Gotcha, okay.
Suck at it until you get better at it.
I've been trying to play with it ever since I've ever had a microphone.
Oh. So sorry, bud.
Nah, new things are always...
It's not new. I played with it with my blue snowball, played with it with this. I've never found something that worked because I'm not
From
good at it.
personal experience, voice mod seems to react kind of poorly with blue mics.
Do we eventually get to these bones? Because...
Well, it depends. Do you guys want to do something in the midst of this travel in the meantime, or do you just want to kind of get there?
Well, we were gonna train... I think Viola was gonna train them on one of her skills.
All right, he's going to help Xanon with training. Okay, cool. All right, let me see here. Where the fuck is the gray book? There it is.
Oh, there's one there.
Good.
I will reach my hand into my belt. I will pull out a little seed.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna hand it over to Grandpa.
The seed?
Yes. Consider this an investment.
He takes the seed not knowing what to think about it.
When someone dies, just grind it up, sprinkle it over their body.
There's a good one.
He places it in his bag.
Where is it?
I'm tempted, you know. I could bring that seed to life. Would that have any use?
They were gonna train Violet how to use her wings because Violet can't fly with her wings. She doesn't know what
Yes,
she's
that
doing.
was a big thing.
You could grow more if you wanted.
I could, but I'm scared to grow more wings than I already got.
Nullify the magic. DM, have we long rested? Like, have our epic things taken?
No, that's what we're supposed to. Joe's gonna do a scene when we do rest.
That's mainly framed for the bones, unless you guys want to try to rest on the walk.
No. You could, yes.
The bones, however, are framed as a safe environment, especially just because of how
The death of the
proximity
creature
to
that would happen.
proximity to a dead amethyst dragon works. Let's see here.
I've never heard this song and I want to hear it.
Okay, it might not be in this one. Alright. This is fine. Okay. Hello, Hobbits and Isengard. Alright. In which case, then, for the sake of simplicity, since you guys are looking to do that long rest, eventually, at least for you, Venestra, that sort of, hyperspace visual does eventually fade. As you're in what amounts to be a fairly unfamiliar location, or at least unfamiliar type of location as far as abyss is concerned. For all intents and purposes, you are in a massive amethyst geode. At the very center of which you see a large draconic skeleton. Little crystalline formations in that same tone and same amethyst coloration, just kind of growing and jutting and pockmarking across the skeleton. There are pools of water here, soft earth, all in all a calming emotion around you. It doesn't seem to be anything in regards to a window outside, but it is relatively well lit in here, if still a somewhat pinkish and purplish tone, given that the only real glow here is coming from enchanted, for lack of a better way to put it, corpse crystals. Genie, what was that? You mouthed words, but I heard no sounds.
I have my music on.
Okay.
Calm down.
The chamber here seems to stretch out about an eighth of a mile. You can see it from end to end while within. By no means is it necessarily small. It's not incredibly massive either, but in terms of rooms and how that would be considered, it's fairly big.
So is this B's space, or did I miss something?
It's where you were when you first encountered the corpse of the amethyst dragon and got what you got from it.
It was skeletal.
Yes, it is. And the skeleton is overgrown with amethyst crystals and formations. Given the size of this chamber, it's grown since you were last here.
It exploded. It should.
There are bits where there were normal parts of cave walls here that have been completely overtaken by amethyst crystal formations, in and of themselves, where there were pockmarked craters. Those have themselves filled in with amethyst pools, though themselves liquidous.
Is there like a large waterfall or water space where the water erupted when it died? Because there would be living fish in the water.
Where there are some of the cavernous pillars, you can see sort of in the, well, for lack of a prettier way to put it, my brain just completely blanked on the word. What's the phobia about the surfaces with the uncomfortable holes?
Lotus, like lotus flowers.
Yeah, what's the name of that phobia? Tryptophobia, there we go. Among where there were a lot of cavernous pillars that were basically tryptophobic nightmares, you can see those have been overtaken by amethyst crystals, and for all intents and purposes have basically become fountains, just trickled around the cavern. And yes, hobbits and Isengard, the crystals are growing, or at least seem to be. There are places where there are smaller ones growing atop the normal crystals, almost druzy formations in that sense.
We are inside of the amethyst dragon.
Yeah.
Left area at Hyper. That's
And-
pretty much. I'm catching up. There was a conversation. One of those little bag monsters that we talked about last season that we're supposed to be part of the campaign. Joe promised.
Also, hello, Amber.
What did I miss?
We're inside of the amethyst dragon's bones now. We stopped our walking. You were T-posing until we stopped walking.
Yeah, you are in a roughly eighth of a mile wide from end to end amethyst chamber that is ambiently lit with sort of pinkish purple light. There are pools of water here. There are fish that seem to be, for lack of a better way of putting it, amethyst trout. Some of them,
Amethyst trout.
Living amethyst fish. Nice.
yeah, some of them seem to deviate a little bit from the sort of trout-like visual, especially those closer to the walls of this chamber, and some of the pools that look a little bit more like amethyst lionfish. They look a little more dangerous, which, at least in regards to their proximity, of course, to the outside abyss, does make a bit of sense. But it seems like the closer to the center, or really the closer to the corpse that any of these pools filled with fish are, the more passive and peaceful the particular breed seems to be.
Don't eat those fish.
Vi, to be fair, I stood by you for observation.
Don't eat those fish because amethyst is very dangerous and toxic to eat. Don't eat those fish. Don't do it.
Well, above the
They're
table,
supposed
there
to
are
be
some fish
actually
where
able
when
to
you
eat.
take off their skin, they're perfectly fine.
You are supposed to be able to eat. It's part of the actual description of the water pools when the actual explosion happens.
It was a joke because amethysts in real life are very toxic to eat. That was the point.
And still, some people use amethyst for healing. It's ironic.
Can Grandpa still be standing close to Venestra? Just
It's
like
up to you.
keeping proximity.
Violet gets down.
All of you, for the most part, are standing in place here unless you choose to wander around.
Violet is going straight into the space and smelling it. It's a dog thing.
Okay.
Gotta smell the whole
The
space.
moment you take a step, some of the druzy on the surface of these crystals disperse and start to float into the air, lighting up small little motes of amethyst light, like amethyst
Interesting.
fireflies.
That's pretty.
The aroma in here, you can smell with the strength of your nose, at the very edges of this domain, as it were, there is still that sort of fetid, burning putrescence that is indicative of the abyss, but it's almost like it's getting snuffed out, as especially closer to the center of this body, by the aromas of being near a pond or a reservoir, being by a riverbank. Just clean earthen smells.
Venestra says Amira would pull her scarf up and over her nose, not wanting to breathe the particles in. I mean,
Fair enough. None of them seem keen on necessarily entering into any orifices. To be clear. Rick is deaf, and that's... Oh boy. He can't hear any of these.
He's trying to fix his microphone.
Okay, gotcha.
Either that or he's
trying to focus.
That's fair.
It's hard
That's
to fix the microphone. You okay?
I think he just realized he accidentally fully muted himself with something. There we go.
I'm done playing with, done struggling with that for now.
Don't struggle.
Personal experience, at least when I've fucked with things like that, I usually just carve out a day to be like, I'm going to do nothing but try and figure this shit out.
It's kind of different.
Collectively, I think I've been at it for a month.
I was also going to say, if you're having a technical difficulty in the middle of the call, kind of got to fix that.
No, the problem is this. I just don't know what I'm doing, and it's frustrating me.
So as Violet's going to take 2 steps forward into it, feel out the whole space. There's a whole full dog. There's a tail movement and everything going on right now. It's like...
Her tail.
Feel inclined to actually bring up some environment sounds. I think there's a crystal cave ambient pull up. Let's see.
I would think that Violet would probably turn into a big dog at this point and just roll and the gems themselves along that dirt.
And you do so. The more you roll in it, the more of these sort of amethyst flies, I guess is the best way of putting it, do kind of seem to scatter away from the ground. And as you do this, some of just even the leftovers from your first time here do start to show themselves. Scraps of bones and things from unfortunate demons that you decided to feast on. There's horned skulls and scattered bone spurs and all kinds of shit along the ground next to this corpse.
She's going to put some of them inside of her bag. Those are snacks for later. Those are going to be chewed on later.
Nestor, I think it was to rest.
Yeah, you guys have not had an opportunity to long rest. At least not really outside of the bus.
Violet says it's safe. You can come in here. She's like rubbing her giant body against the wall at this point. Like
kind of like a dog who's been cooped up in a house for a while, and it's like, finally, I can roll in the dirt. The owner in the back's like, no. Okay, shit.
Okay, fine. Piper, I just picked those fleas off you. God damn it.
There's no fleas. No fleas. Not here anymore.
I know.
Not anymore.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
Not here anymore. We're fine.
Venestra says we could have long rested in Vi's ability.
Walkability.
I thought we did.
I thought that was discussed, but we're also, Joey wants to allow us to have the ability to...
I offered the option for you guys to rest during the walk and the option to rest during here. Whichever one you guys chose to do, I'm not sure. That wasn't clearly answered.
I don't know. It wasn't answered, so... But Joe wanted to do some changeovers for leveling stuff, so I have no idea. Usually that happens when we're taking our first long rest.
Let's go ahead and
trying to
move
make
this
that point.
soundscape real quick and then drop its volume, because it's
That's
a little loud.
that's how it usually works. So just what do you DM do whatever he wants.
Here
It's
we
up
go.
to y'all. I don't care. We can take one in the long. We could have taken one before. Or we can take one now.
I haven't marked that I've taken one yet, so
I don't
Alright.
either.
It's
I
either-
was
it's
gonna wait
either
till
or.
somebody said something.
Grandpa really wants to ask Venestra to spar. Before taking a long rest if possible.
Remember, you cannot heal in the abyss.
Aside from use of
I
the
have
healing
to-
magic.
Well, I was about to say, unless I do something about it.
I've got healing magic. Long rests don't heal anything. Though,
In the
right?
abyss, specifically. Yeah. One of the many drawbacks to being, well, in one of the many places that a lot of people deliberately choose not to go.
It's up to the DM. Are you going to do level up stuff when we're sleeping today? The
Well,
question.
Yes.
Yes.
So the question, at least to you guys, do you prefer to do it during the walk or in here?
I would prefer to get food, considering we haven't eaten either.
Well, eating is part of the conditions of a long rest, of course, but let's see here.
As far as Boulder's Gate, usually there needs to be food before sleep, right?
And Venestra does respond there. We can spar once we're out of the abyss or in a pocket dimension.
Does anyone have a pocket dimension? Venestra says yes, times 2.
Piper.
I have
Messaging
one.
Piper. Messaging Piper.
I can't English. My brain. My brain.
I'm just curious, is all. Nothing malicious.
Oh no, it's
Nothing.
settle down in there.
You're returning to my remained 2 people.
That is an interesting. Whoa. DM, what did your screen just do? I can't English? I like that.
All right.
Sorry, I'm getting rib kicks.
From the inside.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only legal kind.
Yeah. Can't do shit about this one.
Is rib cakes a thing, Venestra? Is that something I haven't heard of?
Go to the right corner of Reddit, and yes.
Okay.
How much? What is common knowledge about the abyss?
Common knowledge? Well,
For someone who's traveled a little bit.
for someone who's traveled a little bit, or even for someone who hasn't, it is the home of the demons, to distinguish specifically from the devils. These are fiends of chaos, fiends of abject violence, horror, hunger. Less about explicit manipulation through entrapment and rules like devils are, and more so about manipulation of primal urges and sort of bringing out those impulses through just raw, unbridled, persuasive, chaotic means. It is a place where there is an amount of research on it that says what it took to get this research was not clean. That's the common knowledge on it.
What about the sleep effect? Not being able to heal.
That wouldn't be common.
That's, I would say, yeah, that's not explicitly common knowledge.
Piper discovered that the first time they went to the base. She was like, "Oh, hey."
They like to
Well.
keep that to themselves. That's a keep to yourself kind of knowledge.
Okay, be right back.
Because people usually don't make it back. It's the reason they won the wars in November.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know that. Okay, cool.
Well, you guys have already tried to take a long rest here on the bus, I believe. So
No, he did. I don't
Have
know.
I?
Did he?
I think
He
there was the
was
opportunity
there
for the
after.
group to try to do
No.
so.
He was there after.
Okay, he was after. All right, so
Uh-huh.
you are not aware. The rest of the group, however, has been one way or another exposed to that
For the last
information.
couple of days, yeah.
Fun times.
So, as you all decide to settle in for a time to take some much-needed rest, especially in the, well, many chaotic locations that you guys have thrusted yourselves into, through, and past, not to mention the many fights that you've either dealt with or avoided, given some particular choices. Is there anything you all would like to do, talk amongst yourselves, make arrangements for before actually trying to bed down?
I don't know
Violet.
what this place we're in is. But is there any chance of danger here?
No.
No
Everyone
need for
avoids it.
watch?
In case you're going to watch the very edge of that little orb area that I had to crawl in. They won't come anywhere near it.
Speaking of which, your crawling path has also itself been significantly overgrown with crystals. It is very much itself having turned into a crystalline tube.
It's very, very rare that they will travel this far in. It's the reason I stopped.
I'm just offering, I do not sleep.
If you want, you can watch the hole. I mean, there's really nothing wrong with it.
Whenever we do bed down, I will make mine near that entryway.
Fair enough.
What about
So I
this?
can just,
Go ahead.
sorry. Just so I can keep eyes on it throughout the night.
Understood.
What about the skull, DM? Is the skull kind of jagged at this point, considering it exploded?
The skull itself, I mean, again, everything, even the skeleton, is a bit overgrown with crystals. The skull, you can see sort of the top of the cranium, it seems to have exploded outward, by which I mean there's not much of the top of it left. There's still what's left of very much a draconic skull. But where the brain was, there has very much kind of overgrown in and of itself this matrix of amethyst crystals.
I'm gonna take one of those teeth that's kind of now fossilized with that crystal, and I'm gonna try to make it into a makeshift knife for Avery. One of those smaller teeth.
Okay. Since this, for all intents and purposes,
'Cause it's
would be
what you would have
considered
done for
scrimshaw
Avery.
crafting, we're going to call this a survival crafting check.
Cool! I haven't done survival crafting in a while. As my phone blasts into my ears. Ow.
Mine did too.
I'm not the only one getting.
But usually the time I take the dog out, I already took her out.
Alright, so with a 19 plus a 12 on survival for Violet. Oh, good. Something I can do. So with a 20, with a 31, what can I make for Avery? And I think I'm gonna make one for Grandpa too.
With a 31. Let me go ahead and see here. Because of the size of this dragon, and that will allow you to not just make arrowheads with this tooth. You'll be able to make something like a dagger. But let's see here. Because I'm pulling up the book that I use specifically for crafting shit out of dragon parts on the fucking road.
Is this Angel crafting it?
Let's see here.
Or is this Amira?
This is
Or is this
Violet.
Violet.
Violet. Angel's
Violet's going
not amongst you guys.
Angel is busy. Violet's like, I'm gonna give things to the small people to protect them because I don't know if they're gonna make it out, and I would like them to have a souvenir. 'Cause I don't know when we're gonna ever be back here again.
Okay. So, you said you got a 31?
Mhm.
Alright.
She's gonna do the same thing if she can do for Vanessa if she has enough time before she takes a break that night. So that she's got
Right.
extra energy.
And you're mainly focusing on the teeth here? No other bones
Yeah,
or anything like
no.
that?
Just the teeth. She's probably gonna collect the bones a little bit at a time the next morning. Like probably stay up a little bit or wake up earlier.
Venestra can absolutely join Violet in the crafting, so that is an option as well.
Okay.
And
cool.
yes, robotic hand up.
Grandpa would like to just collect a maybe this long piece of amethyst if there's one lying free.
Yeah, you can snap off a sizable crystal just from pretty much anywhere in this sort of cavernous space. I'd say being able to snap off one without, you know, whilst keeping it mostly intact, go ahead and just give me a... do you have proficiency with a jeweler's kit?
No, it's
Okay.
just smithing.
All right. Yeah. Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check, I would say, as this is basically about very carefully dislodging. Let me go
14.
ahead. 14. Yeah, easy enough to do. Now let me pull up Amethyst for the rules for the item that you guys are trying to create. Let's see here. Start, of course, with what Violet is trying to make, and then we'll see what Venestra is trying to create herself. Okay. Okay. As you take this tooth and you start to, basically using some other bones, sort of chip away at it, kind of trying to make an effective dagger, do the classic serrations, effectively doing glass crafting in a sense.
But I have proficiency with certain tools. I
Yes.
have jeweler's tools and what is the other one? I have a chisel and what do you call those? Stonecutter's tools.
Gotcha. Well, this is still factoring in your 31. You're basically doing, glass crafting to rough out the shape initially, and then you proceed to sharpen it, refine it down. With a 31, you do it skillfully and cleanly. It still takes you roughly 2 hours. But in those 2 hours, you're able to make something that is very, very pretty. To the extent where the long dagger-like blade that you produce has seemingly what's left of an overgrown amethyst pommel, a very long, very pretty amethyst blade, and you've kind of roughed down back to the bone. Sort of a solid and well-fitted hand grip for where the handle is. And you've produced, to the best of your ability, a... As I pull up the document again, God, I'm losing all my icons. Okay. An amethyst dragon tooth blade.
She's gonna try to make at least 2 before they leave, so she's gonna go into Grandpa. So.
Okay, you're going to try to make 2. I will have you roll another time to go ahead and see if you can make another one. In the meantime, we'll go ahead and move on to what is Venestra going to attempt to create?
Real quick, Mia woke up, so I might be a bit,
It's all good.
but I can still hear everybody.
34 for survival. What type of body part are you trying to extract, and what are you going to try to create? Or I suppose what bone, really? Tooth and a protective charm. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's a little bit... Tooth and a protective... Okay. Yeah, so basically trying to make a charm or an amulet out of a tooth. Absolutely. Yeah, survival 34, easy enough to extract that. Now, since you were trying to make a charm out of this, I will say, roll... Since your magic is based mostly in, you're using charisma, am I correct, or are you using intelligence? For your magic. Charisma, okay. Cool. Go ahead and give me a charisma check, just flat charisma check to go ahead and basically try and impose intent onto this, since you're not specifically crafting it into something like a ring or a blade or something like that.
I messaged you.
To answer your question, Ember, it is not.
Damn it. Okay, thank you.
Those hips are a little too wide for that kind of collection. 18 plus 5, that is plenty. So, as a charm, just a clarification, is this basically meant as a, like, held reliquary? Is this something that you're going to attach to, like, a leather strap or a chain to make into a necklace? What's the visual form you want to give this? Ornamental. Okay, so meant to be like a necklace or wrapped around something. Fair enough. Bless you. Okay. Crafting it, of course, around a strap, it is... I'd say, given the intent and everything else, with especially the charisma, you take the time to polish it, to almost smooth out the rough edges, in a sense. Producing what amounts to be this almost teardrop amethyst amulet that still has that sort of effect and essence of a sharpened tooth. As far as its immediate effects, you do know and can feel it's protective. However, knowing explicitly what it does, you'll have to wear it to find out, or give it to someone to wear so that they might. Artificer, fair. Okay, go ahead and give me an Arcana check. Since with your class specifically, you'd be able to have insight while making it to understand what the hell it do. Yeah, okay, cool. Fantastic. Okay. Imbibed naturally into this particular protective adornment or necklace, however it should choose to be applied to somebody, is to be casted a minimum of once, but based off of the charisma modifier of whomever should wear it. It is non-attunement, by the way, and these will recharge once a day. First of all, protection from good and evil. That's just a passive spell from it. And let's see here. Oh yeah. Additionally, it does increase the armor class of the wearer by 1 point. As when wearing it, you imagine that they should be wreathed ever so subtly in the slight ethereal essence of what looks to be amethyst dragon scaling. Like a little ghost or after effect upon their body. Yes.
DM, I sent you a DM. DM, I sent you a DM. That's weird.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, you can absolutely use that as a spell component. That's fine.
But does that homebrew spell sound reasonable?
Let's see here.
Hmm. After writing it out, I kind of realized it's stealing from one of Inuyasha's abilities, but basically a sword that just fires off crystals.
I'd say with that, it's going to take a little bit more time to sort of impose that enchantment.
That's fine. I would like to start it though.
Yeah, additionally, I will say there will be a limitation on that. That's going to be a once a day.
Okay, so not a spell slot then?
Not a spell slot.
Sweet. Okay, I can do that. But I'd like to start just focusing on that while in my downtime. Vanestra said that with what's been made, Vi's going to collect some more teeth and begin making such for everyone.
Okay, you want to make one of those for everybody? All right.
Violet's gonna look to where the heart is and the rib cage where it would have been, or where it exploded, see if it calcified by any chance.
Oh,
Turn that into a pendant for Halcyon.
yeah. One thing that you do notice, the explosion actually happened from the vacated skull, not the chest.
So going down to the heart area, is there a calcified heart shape or gem that's about the big size it would have been?
Given the amount of decomposition and desiccation that's been around, you do notice this sort of, best way I can put it, phantom crystal amethyst cluster. And are you familiar with how phantom crystals look? Go ahead and look it up. It's basically like a crystal that's formed inside of a crystal. Kind of, best way I can put it, it's like kind of like a lightsaber in a way, minus the glowing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She's gonna take that and take both of those and make 2 lockets out of that for her and Halcyon.
Okay.
It's a big piece of crystal, though, considering how big the heart would have been at this point.
Given how delicate that type of crystalline structure is, do you want to try and break that apart?
I think I want to melt it down into the shape.
Melt it?
Amethyst has a melting point. Most gems have a melting point.
It does, however, doing so may collapse that kind of formation.
I don't want to keep the formation. I want to use that actual. I was hoping the organ had calcified.
Where the organ was calcified into that became fully crystalline.
No, I don't know how to use it in a way that would actually mean. She just wants to make a locket for her and Halcyon.
You can absolutely take off one of the crystals that's been growing off of it and try and make a locket that way.
She's gonna take the thing with her.
Okay.
It's hers, so technically she's gonna take it with her. Big fluffy doggo.
As you reach
But
out to...
She's gonna take off the crystal afterwards when she's removed that.
Okay, so you want to fully collect the amethyst heart gem, basically.
She's gonna kind of focus in on herself and try to help herself move it.
Okay. I want you to go ahead and give me, given how it's sort of grown into the rest of the skeletal structure of this dragon, give me an athletics check.
Athletics check. Because I just wanted to stick it to her. 17 with the athletics.
17 with the athletics. Also, as a side note,
Sorry,
since you're
but
going to
that's
go
not-
ahead and
that's
create
not-
more
that's not the base.
amulets,
Hold on.
Venestra, it'll be a crafting check for each additional one you want to create.
I don't mind you taking the teeth. It's gotta get used because it'll kind of take over the area. Violet knows this area won't stay this way forever. It's a plus 10, so it's a 27.
If y'all will check general for the
Yep.
melting point.
Which, to be clear, that'll be specifically just the survival check for that crafting, since you already got the DC for the imbuement of intent part down.
Yeah.
As my brain just kind of got a little bit focused on that. Sorry, repeat your statement, Megan.
It's just 27 to pull out the heart, basically.
27.
Focusing on herself.
Okay. Before we go through this action, are you certain you want to do this?
It's part of who she is.
Okay.
She's gotta take her with her.
As you pull free the heart gem, a cracking and almost high-pitched ringing kind of rattles through the rest of the crystalline structures as it pulls away. I swear you hear the sound of cracking. Just small, subtle cracking sounds.
Is there water behind that?
Hmm?
Is there water behind it?
Behind the heart gem? No.
No, behind the sound.
Some. As now the chamber that you all are within starts to drip in places.
She's gonna use her gem breath to create the structures for here. Up there.
Okay.
Make sure there's there.
How many party members? Well, immediately in your presence, including Ramsey, since he went down to the abyss with you guys, I believe. That would be
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
plus companions would make that 9, Amira 10.
potato. Come get a potato. Part of my belly. Joy the party potato. Potato.
All right, and just a reminder from everybody, since my memory's terrible, which Epic Destinies did y'all take? Which Epic Destiny did Violet take specifically?
We didn't decide violets. That's what I kept trying to talk to you about earlier this week.
Oh, shit. Were there any that caught your eye?
I don't even have the PDF.
Hold on, let me send that to you.
I can send it back in the chat. I've got it open right now.
That would be awesome.
I could have sworn we talked about it. If we didn't, it's...
Well, she wants to just become a dragon. And to travel her life with Halcyon, having a family in a unit. Something she never had. She's very simple wants.
Gotcha.
I just want us to live. It'd be great.
Thank you.
So good. Oof, I think I'm gonna go get more potatoes and some more of that hot guacamole if you don't mind. While we're deciding what we're gonna do Epic Destinies. Don't you start with me, start with...
It's in the chat now if you want to look at it.
Yeah, I'll look at it. Start with one of them. I'm gonna go grab some food.
Okay.
And I would suggest Avery, because that'd be...
Well, I'm gonna actually go by order of cameras.
Okay. Well, don't start with me. Wait, come around.
Okay. You'll be last then if we're going around, which is fine.
That's fine. Don't have a problem with that.
Come here, Chester.
Okay.
Where did you put it?
So if you actually scroll up a little bit and confirm your role, let me go ahead and actually pin this one. Just because that'll be easy. Both the Epic level characters documents and the Epic Destinies document are in there.
Okay.
And right beneath is Daruso's roll for 69,990 from about a week later.
I've got to step away for just a second. I'll be right back.
Okay. In which case, then, we can call this a brief interim BRB, especially because I feel like I need to take it. My throat is getting more rough the more I talk. So I'm going to give it a small break.
Will you talk with me over these for a minute, Joe?
Yeah. Right as she walks away. Fuck. Okay, it's fine.
I'm still
Never.
here.
I know.
I can
I'm
hear.
giving you shit. I'm giving you shit. Don't worry
Y'all
about it.
can
You're
go
good.
on.
You're good.
Yes, but the face gives people energy when you're facing the direction of the camera.
Well, I figured we were doing everybody
So it's not your
else's.
turn for this part anyway. You're good. So,
That's what I thought.
giving you shit. Anyway. Okay. My voice feels overall less rough right now, so I feel like I can properly and effectively do this. Let me go ahead and switch the music playlist back. Yeah, I did.
You take two.
Excuse me.
Okay, that's what I thought. Take two. Knock it out at the beginning, and you don't have to fight it.
It's just gone.
It's just not there.
It's gone.
It's dead, Jim.
Okay. So, starting with Grandpa. As you settle down and get ready to rest right outside of that, well, sort of crawl space that Violet initially said she used to kind of get out of this area when she was first here. And you settle down into your stasis, letting your body, for the most part, and all of its components go inert, inactive, and immobile, while maintaining your awareness. Despite yourself, your consciousness begins to drift. Almost like letting your imagination run. Daydreaming. You'd heard it called that many times. There's something about the color of this place, the calming energy, the overall serenity that seems to help further facilitate it. As you start to almost lose sense of your body for a moment. Pulling yourself back and maintaining your alertness, you return to that sensation. Shooting yourself back, returning to it. Shooting yourself back, returning to it. Almost like fighting off a lull in your consciousness. You feel yourself get pulled less away and then more upward. The weight of your metallic body feels shedded like this. Like you're lighter than a feather. Back down to yourself. Do you try to center yourself and fight off that wandering feeling, or do you try to explore it?
This is new. I let it take me.
For once, your role as a sentry takes a backseat. You let your consciousness drift upward, floating, fleeting, fleeing. Drifting higher and higher, further away. Is there a physical sense of direction where you're going? You're not certain. Your thoughts drift again to the reflective pools back in the crystal, drifting down for a moment, yet still not bound to your body. You look at yourself in your reflection. You look through it. Like looking through a window, a gateway. No, it's too bright to be looking through a window. Skylight. Forest, ruins. An old temple. Pieces of yourself scattered, elements, bits, random parts of identity and lost memory. Purpose. There's some part of you, some scattered component amongst your parts. Maybe it is the part that is you. You're uncertain. It seems bound to you, or you're bound to it. It seems to almost grow. Stretch itself, grow itself, like a series of veins or roots through the rest of your body. Expelling slowly outward like a pair of additional limbs. You seem to be aiding in this floaty, flighty feeling. Flight. Wings. Purpose. Calmness and curiosity. Curiosity, that grows and festers. could it mean? There's something in that curiosity that seems a little beyond mortal in its nature. Above human or humanoid. Above the basic logical rules of the mechanical body you are bound to. Through it all, and through that curiosity, a primal instinct, almost like an animal, what you heard described of animals, and yet you feel it. It's protective. Life must be protected. You see, in a blur of motion and vision, a flash of feathers, wings. Feathers turn to metal. Wings turn to metal. Bound to your back. And in that flash and moment and loss of sense of self, gaining of sense of self, and distorted, mixed, confusing emotions, you're sitting, again, right outside of that little crystalline exit. Back in your sentry mode, aware and unmoving, but feeling larger now than you had mere moments ago, or hours ago. Hours. You lost track of 8 whole hours. And yet, feel like you gained a lot more than you lost.
I reach out telepathically to V. Or to Z, I mean. And ask if she felt what I just felt.
I did.
What was it?
Fatherhood. That's where we're going to end your dream sequence. Piper.
Yeah.
You've settled down for whatever constitutes an evening in this place. Relaxing, probably going on one of your dream weaving ventures. How exactly do you settle down for the night? Or for the evening, or for the rest?
I typically do trance things, that way I can spend the other 4 hours doing shit. So, I would trance first and then do the shit I kind of want to do, but trance first.
Mm-hmm.
I wrap myself with... I take the mask off the back of my head, turning into the blankets of bedlam, and wrap myself in it, because it's cold. It's cold.
You settle in. Try and relax yourself. And you've already made some effective steps toward trying to grow into something more than yourself, trying to venture toward that little pathway of becoming a greater Fae, an Archfey perhaps, should it extend that far. As you trance and let yourself just keep a similar awareness, making sure nothing goes wrong, those 4 hours go by swimmingly, uneventfully even. The calming environment, letting your mind wander to wonderful creative little thoughts about artistry and so many other things that your family used to do. It's whimsical in its own way here, almost like a slice of home in this horrible place. You're wondering how the light seems to catch everything, twist and almost throw away shadows. You're focusing on your own shadow. How it seems to dance as the little amethyst bugs float above and fly by. Your shadow dances. Dances. Stretches. And soon it dances away from you, no longer bound to you, like a scene stripped from Peter Pan. As it stretches and shifts and moves away, the shadow lays flat across the ground like a reflection of yourself. You watch its hair grow longer. As you feel your own grow in kind. For a moment, stretch upward and fall back down. As your shadow starts to wander away, no longer bound to you, begin to feel a presence of curiosity trying to reach out to you. One curious little voice, another curious one. Curious thoughts, desperate thoughts, greedy thoughts. They're not yours. They're smaller, younger, certainly younger. You feel yourself drawn to one of the many pools in this chamber. Do you let yourself move in that direction? Still entranced as you are, it feels almost like sleepwalking, should you choose to do so.
Sure, why the fuck not?
As you approach the pool, your shadow approaches from the other side. Staring down into it, you expect to see a reflection of yourself, only to see, upside down, a reflection of a shape similar to yours, but not quite the same. Jittery, gaunt, hair black as night. Skin pale like an embalmed corpse. Eyes pale. And ever shifting, twisting, and dancing across the skin. Makeup put on a corpse in an attempt to make it look lively. It turns its head. What are we? Wandering thoughts on dancing tree. And it disperses like ink in that pool. You feel bound to it like a sibling, or a cousin, or a reflection, a shadow still missing. There's a new one, more faded, but still your own, suddenly grows from you. You feel like your original shadow is lost, but feel like it's growing. Those curious thoughts still poke and prod and dance and beg and cry and sing. You've taken the steps toward becoming an archfey. As you feel it instinctively, you hear voices that would entreat upon you for service, for power, protection, for wrath, for whimsy and terror. I will message you a subset of rules for potentially acting as a patron should you choose to do so.
Ooh. Ah, so I'm Peter Panning.
This
it.
early
Great.
on, at only level 21, has a lot of drawbacks. As you grow in levels, should you choose to pursue this line, the drawbacks will get less severe.
I'm Peter Panning it right now. I mean, there's still a shadow there, but it's not the shadow, so I am now Peter Pan.
Now, that's your dream sequence. Rick, remind me, because my brain got fucked over the last 2 weeks. Which Epic Destiny did you choose?
Beastmaster with a flavor of mech.
Right. Okay.
Mech Master.
Avery.
Gotta talk to a Farah lady about it.
As you curl in and sleep and let your mind wander in your dreams, as twisted as they can be in the abyss, for once, just be kind of normal for the first time in like 5 days. It's a blessing. Neutral, almost dreamless in some respects, but that normalcy turns to abstraction very, very quickly.
I feel like being as aware of his mind as he is by default, even in his sleep, he's thinking, of course.
Your mind returns to a barren landscape. Field of brain and mind. You visited this curious and concerning place so many times, each time more vivid. Here you feel like for once you have the ability to push it aside, to twist it, to shift it, to change what you see. A creative edge, like a mechanic working an engine. Do you watch this place yet again play out and show you what it will? Or do you for once take the opportunity to shift the clay in front of you? The mind clay, I suppose.
What's the question again?
Do you let this mindscape play out as it usually does, every time you've come here, seeing something weird, unexplainable that maybe has answers, or given weirdly the feeling that you can act upon something, change something?
What mindscape? The one with the crack in the sky?
With the crack in the sky, with the brain matter all around, that glowing, sort of off bluish-purple color.
I think Avery would, if he detects that there's something he can change about it, he would experiment. He'd see what would happen.
And how do you experiment?
I don't know, you mentioned that there was something that I could do. You didn't mention what.
For once, the dream feels malleable, like it's lucid, like you have the ability to manipulate it.
I fly up to the crack.
Okay. Venturing up back toward that crack in the sky. The closer you get to it, the more it looks like a Terran fabric, as opposed to a crack. There's flitting, rippling bits of the fabric of reality, just barely flitting past that opening.
I'm gonna do some. This is a dream, so I don't feel like there could be any real consequences for this. I'm gonna try to fly through the crack. Outside of reality,
Okay.
sounds like.
You fly through, And in that moment, suddenly, your vision of everything dissipates. You are left in darkness in your dream. A dreamless sleep. You're used to this, but yet there's flits, sparks, sparkles like a fading moment of fainting. Each that same bluish, purple, indigo-like color flashing across your face, your mind, and everything else. Each of them screeching and whispering like echoed, lost, estranged thoughts, intense ideas that are just fleeting and flying past.
Would it kind of feel like when I was still learning to use my psychic powers?
Feels like one of the times you fucked up when you were trying to learn how to use it. But those were all conscious, and yet you still feel in control here, despite the fact that you have no perception of where you are, or even really your physical presence of self now.
I want to, and this is going to be a little abstract, I want to try to expand my mind. Like, go bigger so you can see better. Does that make sense? Like you would send drones out. I just like going.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and. Well, no roles necessarily for this part. As you expand yourself out, this mental space suddenly condenses, like you are trying to get a view of a bigger picture, and as it condenses down and down and down and down, suddenly you see a small indigo in color, made of almost just raw electric energy. It looks like a brain. Those flits, those sparks, those dots, those shattered ideas, thoughts, screams, whispers, flashing neurons through its translucent shape.
I would try to mind link with it, but that's kind of stupid given that this is just a shadow in my own mind. So I'm just gonna go, and take that knowledge and kind of return. Can I find my way back to my own self, or do I just have to drift until I wake up?
As you drift, the brain follows you. Curiously.
Ini, you are muted, by the way.
What?
I was just letting you know you were muted. It looked like you were not singing anymore and just trying to talk.
No. We are definitely singing. We're listening to Stay Gone right now and enjoying this savory moment.
Okay.
Silence. I become silent now.
I'm sorry. So the brain was following me.
It is following you, yes.
Yeah, what the heck? I think I try to detect thoughts on this brain inside my own dream, even though I know it sounds dumb.
Detect thoughts. First, you get this feedback, like having two microphones too close to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just detecting an endless loop of yourself.
Yeah. That's kind of what I would picture happening.
Yeah. Before it starts to shift, you almost pierce past that. There's something bigger going on here. Something more than just yourself underneath this.
Can I roll an insight to see what that is?
Absolutely.
Can I get the nice real dice? Insight. That's a total of 14 insight.
I'd say you have advantage. This is your dream, and you do have lucid control over it.
Okay, that's better. 13 plus 9 is 22.
22,
insight.
absolutely. Piercing through it, suddenly there's that regained rush of ideas, thinking through it, that regained distortion, that regained sense of wandering, echoing, foreign thoughts. Foreign. That word sticks out to you. You cycle through it. foreign, following, not harmful, not controlling. There's an essence to it that seems to be offering something, not something horribly great in so far as power or teachings. Aid. Help in finding answers, if not answers themselves.
Ordinarily, I'd be wary about accepting help finding answers, given that landed me here in the first place. But given that this is inside my own mind and dream, I'm going to. How would I even go about interacting to get that help?
Well, since you did make an insight check, you do understand as well that it needs something in return. Form, shape, presence.
Oh, okay, so it's another something inside of me that wants to share my body?
No. It seemingly wants to be separate from you, but helpful all the same.
Oh, I see where this is going. I see where you're taking this, Joe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Picking up what I'm putting down?
Now I'm starting to pick it up. Cool. All right.
You're finding the breadcrumb trails that lead back to the fucking loaf?
Now let's recalculate. Okay. I'm going to mentally reach out to it. I'm going to calm emotions on it because I imagine it's kind of frustrated or scared.
Okay, it has disadvantage on its saving throw because of where you are sleeping physically. In the fucking amethyst cave. Yeah, it's a natural 2.
I'm gonna get you out. I'm gonna help you. I know you have something to offer me, and I want to offer you something just as great. I don't know why, but it feels like we both have the answers each other need. So let's try to figure that out, okay?
As you reach out, try to connect and communicate with it, you return to that feedback loop. Except it becomes less agitating. You're able to tune out the noise, and then it seems almost like it's a passing of energy. A repeating current, but the more it repeats and loops back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, there's strength to it. Strength that you can draw upon and feed into. Stronger than even what you felt should be possible for someone of your capability.
I can't do that. I can't help you if I can't get back to the physical world. Could you guide me back to my body so that I can make you one?
It answers back almost in your own voice, and yet not. This is your dream, our dream, your dream. All you have to do is wake up.
I just pinch like the sensitive part of my forearm, just try to wake up.
And as you pinch the sensitive part of your forearm, your eyes snap awake, having a conscious sense of having lost several hours. Your hand not pinching your arm, but just kind of jammed into the side of a jutting out pointed crystal.
No, this is Avery we're talking about. You know he accidentally pinched his nipple or something.
Okay.
Probably.
All right, so while you're busy working your chest, one of the looser amethyst crystals near you now seems to be imbibed with that same repeating, flitting, scattered set of sparkling indigo lights. series of firing neurons.
How the hell did a consciousness inhabit a crystal?
Fascinating real-world fact. Quartz-based crystals, at the very least, can house an enormous amount of data.
Fascinating. Okay. But dynamic data?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's actually active research going on into making, computer components out of crystalline structures.
I'll have to look into that. That actually sounds right up my alley. Okay, but aside
It's
from
cool
that,
as shit.
okay, yeah. But aside from that, back to D&D, I do recognize it, and you said it's a loose piece, so I can just kind of like yoink it off the wall.
Yeah, which additionally, it seems to be just as the seconds are going by, losing the normal like purple amethyst color, and slowly the crystal itself turning that same indigo tone. And yeah, you are easily able to just pull it free from the wall.
I got a hunch. I want to try to bring this together with my vestige. See if they kind of fuse a little bit to help me carry it around.
They don't really seem to connect.
Ah, well.
You
You
are-
gotta try things.
Yeah, you have a sense of extension of yourself through the power of both of these things, but they are not necessarily kindred in the way they operate.
Okay, so I'll shapeshift a goddamn like marsupial style pouch.
Yeah, we're gonna kangaroo this rock.
but it's not like a glaringly obvious mutation. It's just like, oh cool, I've got a little seam on my like upper abdomen, like I can.
Here, let me changeling up a belly sack.
Yeah, like I don't wear clothes that would have pockets really, so
Let me just make a skin pocket. I'm sorry, it's funny. Okay,
prison pocket. What the fuck is that?
I said skin pocket, prison pocket, something else. I don't think you want to keister that crystal.
No, that's what Vanessa said. Vanessa said prison pocket.
Yeah.
Also, we don't talk about that Pacific Rim movie. That doesn't exist. Oh, okay. Easy. But no. Not doing that.
Okay, next up on the quote-unquote camera list. Xanon. How have you settled in to rest here?
After training, I would say I would try resting near Ravik.
Resting near Ravik, fair enough. Using Dragon Man as your personal meat pillow?
I would say so. I would be leaning against him.
Fair enough. And just small reminder, I know we did something specific for your Epic Destiny. Again, this is just me having shitty memory based on the last 2 weeks of my brain getting fucked. Remind me.
I chose the Storm Soccer.
Right, okay. This actually works perfectly. Amethyst is very conductive. Okay. Let me just double check some shit. That up, there we go. There we go. All right. Xanon, as you let sleep take you, thankful, frankly, to be in a calming environment, at least what little you can find of it here in the Abyss, you're used to, chaotic places. Hell, you live in Ormer. But finding oases even there is a pleasant thing. And here's no different. Still, you can't help but feel the ambient vibration of this place, especially being next to the corpse of a fucking dragon. A gem dragon at that. Those are hard to find in Ormer, let alone anywhere else. There's an essence to that. You can feel the sort of overwhelming force of that beast, even in death. The influence. Hell, you watched Violet absorb its brain. With that, for the first time in a while, your magic feels almost raw in its presence. Primal, untrained. Feels almost relaxing to feel it almost be loose. Your mind wanders to countless wild things that you went through when you were first experimenting with it. Mistakes made, damage done. Hijinks when you were young and with Ravik. And here, leaning on him, you remember some of your first times among your family and among your clan, especially when that bronze parentage would stop by and make itself known, or even worse, get angry. The storms that would happen outside, the storms were so heavy, so loud, so thunderous, so incredible, so relaxing. That thunder repeats and loops in your mind. Over and over, rhythmically crashing. So rhythmically, in fact, that it seems to almost match up to your heartbeat. Gets overwhelming for a moment and calming again, back and forth, like you're on the verge of waking up and yet wanting to cling to sleep. An errant and chaotic mix of childhood memory and adult discipline. Which way do you lean? Which part of your emotions do you cling to in your subconscious?
I think it feels like a storm inside. I would try to control it.
So leaning on that adult discipline. Okay. That thunder gets louder, stays with its rhythm. You feel your heart rate increase. The thunder get more wild, more regular, more intense, more frequent, closer, louder, faster. There are flashes. Blue-white lightning across your vision. You swear your eyes open. You're outside of your childhood home. an adult. Ravik right next to you. Same armor that you were asleep and wearing. That lightning flashes again, flashes and flashes and flashes. You realize it is not coming from the storm clouds in the sky. Your father is nowhere to be seen. Storm clouds in the sky and the lightning are coming out of you. Wildly, furiously, viciously. And you try to control it. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Do I have the +5 from Grandpa?
Yeah. I mean, you're still physically near him.
Okay, just check. That is 21.
With the +5? Or does that become a 26?
26. With the 5.
With the 5, okay. You try to control it, you try to hold it in, you try to stabilize it. More thunder, more lightning, the sparks becoming finer. Going from wild hammers to scalpels, racing, firing out of your body in small, razor-sharp arcs between your scales, out of your fingers, out of your teeth. You fight harder and harder to focus it, the thunder getting louder and faster, beating until it's just noise, sound, ripping lightning, building in your chest, but held. Compressed, choked, building, and growing. Ever so familiar urge that any dragonborn, let alone dragon, feels, let alone half-dragon, to release it in a breath, itches at the back of your mind. Do you?
Sorry, say that last part again.
That ever-present urge that any dragonborn, dragon, or even half-dragon feels to release that built-up pressure in a breath itches at the back of your mind. Do you?
I'm going to say yes.
Your mouth opens with Jacob's ladder like arcs of electricity billowing between your teeth, and in a moment and one single violent blast, a thunderous lightning blasts forth from your mouth as you are shocked awake, hours having passed by, and electricity buzzing off of your claws. You having never felt more alive in your life, like you just drank the best coffee in the world and you are nowhere near crashing. That's your dream sequence.
Right.
Now, Mestra. As you sleep. By the way, how have you arranged your sleeping position here? Also, hello, Shadow of Chaos. Yes, I noticed your chat. I feel like I already mentioned that I noticed your chat, but yes. Veneer Mirror would be next to each other so that they can get into action quickly if need be. Alrighty. You've already dipped into some of your abilities. You've already started to transition to what it comes with. But still, feeling it. Really feeling it. That's a feeling that has yet to fully rake your nerves in a way that you can understand, and yet your dreams are darker than ever right now. With every flash and look in your subconscious mind, a picture starts to form. That same movement of stars as you see places, possibilities, infinite locations out of reach, yet merely a step away. For the urge to walk to them, to run to them, to skip to them if you ever felt inclined.
Testing.
1, 2, 3, yes, we hear you. You see golden threads bound to you.
Testing.
We can hear you. We can hear you, Brick.
Oh, sorry. No, I thought I was muted.
Oh, the idea was not to hear you. Okay.
The idea was for me to hear me.
Gotcha.
This is working better than it was up here.
Gotcha.
I hate the I need to not get a condenser mic next time. I hate that it has to be like less than a foot away from you.
Yeah, condenser mic settings are a little weird. Alright. Anyway. Continuing. These golden threads stretch out before you. You instinctively feel what they are. Threads of fate. Destiny. The idea of things pulling you one way or another toward a goal, toward a point, toward a place you're meant to be. And yet seeing them so plainly, you almost feel, especially in this dream, you could reach out and grab them. The risks in that, possibilities, curiosity and the caution, conflicting emotions. Is it enticing or terrifying? Do you engage that curiosity? Ye. You grab a hold of those golden strands. And you feel almost like you've grabbed the reins of a horse. The horse is you. And yet not. There's something else, a puppeteer that seems to almost fight against it. And yet, in that moment, you feel like you're being appraised, looked at, stared at like a piece of meat. Stared at with curiosity yourself. And for the first time ever, the lines go slack, but it only feels like the first time ever as you feel like slack reaches you. As if you've been on puppet strings all your life, and something has let go. Feels haunting and freeing all at once. Your own shadow begins to stretch, grow, and expand all across the lines, all across everything. After all, the shadow is just an indication of where you are. And as it grows more and more and more, you can no longer see it, but you can still feel it. Where are you but anywhere you want to be? You've grabbed a hold of your own fate. And wherever you are meant to be is wherever you may yet choose to be. Is that a curious confidence or a haunting confidence? Or a terrible thought? You're not sure yet. But as you wake, realizing you've dwelled on that possibility for hours, you can't help but smile. Did you do something wrong or right? Guess it's up to you to find out. And that is where the long rest, with a lot of you, comes to an end. All of you waking up, having woken after 8 hours of rest, recovered everything but any injuries you received, of course. Feeling invigorated, curious, no doubt cautious. But all of you, having slept, feeling greater now than whatever you were mere hours ago. Because whatever you were mere hours ago, for each of you feels so small in comparison. So, what would you all like to do?
Arden?
You've all woken from your long rest. You've all gone through your dream sequences
No,
and your
they haven't.
evolutions.
You haven't done Violet.
Haven't done Violet?
You
Fuck!
went all the way
Sorry!
around.
Violet. I got confused with
I
camera
did it
order.
so we could make it easier on you, and you still
Sorry.
forgot me.
Look, I'm sorry. Brain's fucked, okay? Alright. Now remind me, which one did you choose?
Huh? Yes.
Which one did you go for?
We haven't decided. We didn't know what to make it, Joe.
Shit. Okay.
You still didn't help me with that. I asked you multiple times what you wanted to do with it. Because it was going to have to be custom because of what she wants to do.
Okay, right. Okay, so then, okay.
So don't even worry about it. Just play it off what she is and quit playing it off the Destiny's calendar.
Nestra says dragon.
Argonaut. Okay.
Brood mother dragon.
She just wants to
Is
be
that what-
herself.
Who's wanting to be brood
She
mother
felt that the dragon felt
Nestra?
alone. Remember?
Okay,
That was one of
okay,
the things
okay,
that
okay,
was
okay, okay, okay,
backstory.
okay, okay. I got an idea. Since each and every one of these has had some semblance of choice, which determines at least narratively how these things evolve. Violet. As you sleep, finally, for once in a place you haven't been in so long, it's like returning to a childhood bedroom. In a very fucked up household, to be fair. But it's a safe place. You drift off into sleep. You're not sure entirely when. But forgetting when sleep happens sometimes is a sign of being comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I also have to remind you.
Masagimi.
There's a halcyon presence.
Teresa said, "Are you rocking with your cock out?" I was having a rock session all to myself.
Okay.
That's great. Okay, awesome. Awesome.
I'm not gonna go into whether you've chosen to let Halcyon be your mattress plus your fastener.
Probably. Violet.
Is it because there's a halcyon present? Ow, my belly.
Remember? I don't know what that is. I need to remind you from backstory stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Mm,
Vicinity, however, has been a mostly corrected thing. Mostly.
Still doesn't understand why.
So, again, back to the narrative of, again, feeling like it's a childhood bedroom in a very fucked up house.
Yeah.
With that comes, of course, a series of wonderful, calming memories, if somewhat sadistic ones. The amount of times you've eaten demon flesh here.
This is gonna make her mouth water. That's not fair.
And the amount of unfortunate memories. Carrying the bones of a friend on your back. It, in and of itself, feels like a sort of split. In mentality, in presence, in thought, in choice of personal self. The beast you were cursed with. And the dragon, bound to you like a suit of armor. Or something more. Which one took more precedent, keeping you alive here? You're not sure. Was it a blend of the two? Was it the beast? Was it the dragon? Is the beast the dragon? Is the dragon the beast? Are you one or the other? Are you both? It's confusing, mixed, miasmic thought, a collection of instincts, that new intelligence in your mind, trying to sort through it, yet it's all clinging and flying by in your mind too fast. You have to center yourself. Being frantic here doesn't happen. Calm down. Breathe. As you breathe, your exhale growls. Monstrous. Is it the dog? Is it the dragon? Is it the elf? Three paths before you. One wreathed in amethyst. One cracked, broken, abyssal rock. One covered in soft snow. Three different wonderful nostalgic memories, terrible thoughts. Where do you walk?
Violet's going to remember what her mom said. It's probably the most distinct memory. She said, "You can be everything you want to be. You just have to be willing to work hard enough." She's going to imagine them all into one path.
As it is a dream, and therefore comes with lucidity. You palm.
I take the road less traveled by.
The path before you, abyssal rock, covered in amethyst snow. Mortality.
There's one I'm missing. She imagines the sunlight that Alcyon brings. Stained glass that she walks along with him.
And as that light catches the amethyst snow, an immediate and beautiful prismacolor washes down the path. Do you dare walk it?
And I'm really glad you feel. Just gonna walk the path.
As you take your first step, you hear that old familiar crunch of snow mixing with the crunching of crystalline dust, a scent of brimstone, of winter, of mineral. Summer days. Of a warm bed. Obsessive elf. Warm, forgotten meals. A small kobold clinging to you like a little brother. Take a step forward and see your old elven attire and elven foot. Another step forward, draconic toes. Another step, a body wreathed in fur. What shape? The path you walk
It's me.
is based entirely on how you walk it. Will it become rugged and beaten as you run across its surface without caution? Will it be smoothed as you slide by? Or will it be well-trodden, repeated, well-traveled, as you walk it over and over, not caring for a destination? As you walk the road, you feel yourself bound to the path. Not like it's fate's weave, but like it's just an extension of yourself, stretching on and forever. You could live on this forever. Whoever you so chose to let walk it with you could walk it forever too.
This is what living is. Living who you are.
It feels uncertain, beautiful and exciting. That element of amethyst draconic obsessiveness being tempered by an almost childlike mortal wonderment. Excitement here. So much you could taste it. Wait, no, that's just the leftover flavor of orc cracklings in your mouth.
Orc cracklings. Orc cracklings. Skin cracklings.
You feel almost on impulse. You reach down, your hand getting wreathed in fur, turning almost to a paw, the remnant of your fingers reaching down and clutching the amethyst snow. A chill runs through your body. Impossibly cold, but never too cold for you, as you're so very used to this.
She's gonna remember her godmother. And you and her uncle, twisted as they are. I'm gonna have to accept my family at some point. Can't run from everything.
This conjoined pathway, this conjoined aspect, you feel for the first time in your life, choice of shape, choice of being, becoming more fluid.
Just afraid to lose. can't as long as I live this. That's what she's thinking. Because if I'm being true to myself, then I'll always get somewhere.
With that notice and that road, you feel this road that you've made, as long as you walk it, will give you power. As long as its length, and its length is as long as you choose.
Take it with me wherever I go. I don't know how to tell her.
With that, you awaken, wrapped in Halcyon's arms, so many hours later. And I have a question for you. Do you awaken looking like an amethyst dragonborn? Awaken looking like that wonderful dog folk, big, beautiful dog that you are? Or do you awaken looking like Violet, snow elf? As you can choose your visage between those three any time you wish.
What did Halcyon choose? Violet has wings when she wakes up, just wrapping around him. She would be holding her, but she wants to hold him. Whatever that's worth.
You would notice your wings do have in this state, as he does seem to have, at least lately, a preference toward that dog form a little bit, the slightest twinge of fur on him, almost like a bat's wings.
He doesn't have bat's wings, he's glass.
Oh, I know. It's just
Right.
bat's wings are hairy, and that's the point.
She has her wings because she can shape her body now. She has a tail wrapped around his leg at the moment.
Interesting note for Halcyon as well. As companions do have the choice of taking on at least a lesser version of a full destiny. You notice his presence seems almost irreverent. His physique, his armor even, almost takes on the look of a carved statue, just without the actual rock. Like someone ripped straight out of a book of legends.
She runs her forehead against his. Knowing that he sleeps a little later than she does when he sleeps. Yes.
Okay. And that's where everybody's long rest ends. My bad.
Amber looked like she was gonna cry a minute ago. I don't know where she is. She's somewhere else. Amber somewhere else. Amber somewhere else.
Hi, sorry.
She's
Sorry.
looking off into the distance, watching Ren break bad.
No,
Mio, we need to cook.
sorry. So, do I transfer 8 hours instead of 4 or what?
I hope
You
you
do.
transfer 8 hours. We're gonna need it.
Well, is the long rest 4 hours. All I need.
Which is to say, one final question actually for you, Piper. Do you choose to offer a warlock pact to one of those voices?
Not yet.
Fair enough.
We're in the abyss. Fuck the voices in my head.
Fuck that noise!
Careful,
That's
some
not
of them
how
might
it
ask for that.
We are not,
Not today!
we're not Randy Orton here. They do not counsel me.
Although,
do
wouldn't it be
not
ironic if your
understand.
first warlock is actually an imp trying to get some power?
Look, I keep getting stepped on by the bigger demons.
Nah, man.
I would not want to die today.
Anyway,
Either that or like this little old lady living inside of a
I
hut. There's
promise
one
I'll
little-
try to stop being psychotic evil. I'll try.
V wants to know: does Venestra have any patron potentiality?
Because of your core class, technically yes.
Anyway, no, we are. They don't come. These voices are. Yes, they're in my head. They do not counsel me. They do not comfort me. No, just no. We're
By
not
which,
ready
technically,
or-
at least the narrative means of you managing to do that. You take those threads of fate and you fucking tie somebody else up with them.
You're fucking mine, bitch. I'm sorry. That's just not funny. You're mine.
Or
no.
you offer them to them. Whichever way you want to swing it.
For the other 4 hours, I probably am poring over the map, trying to find everybody who is of Piccolo's familia.
Piccolo's family.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's time. She's got to make the call.
Demonic clutch
I-
groups get a little complicated.
Yeah, because I did promise him we'd fix his family. So demonic glue.
It is the perfect place to pull them to. Violet's literally reinforced the walls.
Here's the funny thing about demons. There's what he considered his sort of family unit. And then there's just kind of how demons work. You get an entire layer of the abyss just glowing with his shit.
Do not tell me it's the one I want to burn to the ground.
That's where you kind of pick up on what type of demon Piccolo may have been. He may have been at least something derivative of an incubus.
Oh, so fuck that whole family. Got it. We're just the fuck
Yeah,
the in-laws.
the way demons
Okay,
work is
cool.
generally, you know, whoever the fuck the demon lord is, just any demon they create is technically
Yeah, but
of their
are
blood.
all of them evil? We question because it's just like you know the same thing. It's like,
yeah.
but are some of them good that help them get out of the abyss?
No, remember his dad kidnapped him essentially. And brought about. You don't remember that? I do. I thought that was hilarious.
Yep. He was kind of forced to
So-
change through a number of arcane and otherwise means.
Yeah, but did we find his actual parents? Like his actual.
No. What he's saying is it's most likely that demon lord is his papa.
Yeah.
Fuck that demon
The
lord.
also therein indication that immediately tells you is Piccolo was
That's
not
why
a
you're
mortal
choosing
soul
him.
turned demon. He was abyss born.
That explains why his children are crazy.
Also,
That's why Ren
Also
needed
why-
some major rewiring, and Angel took care of her for a while.
also why my character's stepmama could not sleep with him. Or get him to. There was that subconscious.
Would have been kind of a
"Ugh,
Sweet
Are
Home
you going
Alabama
to be calling
situation.
Angel this morning because you need to get Piccolo into that layer of the abyss?
Yes. I figured we wait until we're in that layer. I thought we were going to the beholders first.
We are in the beholder layer. This is the same layer. Remember, they were all in that same layer where your daughter got taken to.
Oh, okay then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just that's I need my Piccolo. Murder time? Yes.
Murder time.
Violet's going to be taking a long. I'm letting you know, DM. I want to take a long piece of bone
Mhm.
that's long enough to make a staff for Avery.
Guinea, I messaged you.
Given the size of the dragon corpse you're dealing with, you can take a phalange and manage that. Oh, yes?
Venestra said Joe in all caps.
How big is corpse? It
How
is
big is
ancient amethyst dragon.
You would like to.
How big is the corpse? She wants to know.
It's an
Big.
ancient.
It's big.
That's what I have right now. We're talking
Vi
about
and
doing that
Amira
for
are going on a
this
harvesting spree.
or this.
May take a while to say.
Nothing left
Arm
behind.
Is
is
anything?
literally a
Not
lotion.
really.
My dad bought it for me.
Here.
Joe, I messaged you.
I know.
Okay.
Go ahead and
You
spit.
don't have
Are there any semblance of scales?
Not that are visible.
They're on Violet.
Not what he was meaning, my guy.
Violet's got lots of scales. You could just ask. She'll scratch off some for
If
you.
it will take too long, they're shoving it into a pocket dimension to harvest later.
The entire dragon corpse? That's impressive.
Well, it was already like almost fully decomposed by the time Violet found it. It just the brain wasn't dead.
Now the brain
That's still
is.
a big pocket dimension.
Really? You could put the whole dragon body in there?
It'll take some
That's what-
effort and some fucking time, especially since a lot of those crystals have kind of fused it to the floor.
I mean, we could do
I'ma
it.
help.
We could take our time.
It's
Can I
gonna
search for any wayward scales?
certainly. First, I'm gonna go ahead and ask for some rolls. So, if you want to go ahead and try and basically remove this skeletal amethyst dragon statue and put it into a pocket dimension, I'm gonna need you guys to. If you're proficient with stoneworkers tools, roll with that. Otherwise, it's going to be athletics check to basically try and break this thing off of the floor without damaging it. Then
Can
if
I
you-
assist?
We have your stoneworkers tools.
Absolutely,
We have those
anybody would
giant
like to
ones
help
that
that
are
can
like 3
absolutely
times
do
the
so.
size of our body.
Hold on, I gotta get my dice.
This is going to
That
take
are
effort.
made for
It's
getting the gods
heavy.
stuff.
Oh, my dice tower.
Heavy
Awesome.
as shit.
That is a natural 20 for the stonecutters tools, especially the giant ones that Piper has.
Cool. So that's one thing, and anybody else who would like to roll to assist with that may absolutely do so. Now, on the subject of course, you looking for scales as well, Grandpa, that's going to be, since it's going to be hands-on looking and kind of discerning, it's going to be an investigation check first.
So what was the roll to help put the thingy away?
At the moment, athletics.
Okay, so
This is heavy as shit. This is absolutely strength.
Yeah, it's like a.
soft
Uh,
20.
The tool was going to be, The non-tool was going to be
30.
athletics. Otherwise, stonecutters tools and stonecutters will have a lower DC than athletics.
But my athletics
grab-
is a 30, so.
Cool.
14.
14 for investigation. With how dense the amount of crystal growth is in here, there aren't really any that are plainly visible, if there's any left at all. Especially with the suggestion for how long it's been since this thing has been decomposed in skeletal. It's very possible that they degraded and basically acted as seeding for all of the crystal growth here.
That's fair.
Violet, can Violet take, after we move the dragon, can Violet take like 30 minutes while Piper's talking to Angel and ask Avery to do something?
Sure.
Avery.
Vanestra says 24 and 25 athletics.
Avery.
What?
24 and 25, fantastic.
Yes. I got a 14.
14,
I had
okay.
a 30 for both. But okay.
Oh,
So-
there's an internal shock.
You're
mount,
offering moral
apparently.
support.
I don't believe it.
Xanon.
So that's not what I need.
By the way, Joe.
Yep.
The question I have.
Oh, hold on.
My arm, Rick, is a road arm. It's a road shock arm. It's a shock.
Oh, yeah. No.
I've got an arm. I've got apparently there's an internal shock mount in
if it was
here.
left behind.
Been a little
But
too long.
still, if I was to
Okay.
stop this like auto filtering, you can hear my arm on
Yeah.
the desk.
Okay. Let me see if I can figure something out, okay? But I have, she looks over at Avery, she's like, Avery,
I will say, that's just kind of a thing with condenser mics, at least every time I had a blue mic.
can you do me a favor? A really big favor? Can you distract Halcyon for like 30 minutes. She also tries to hook Infinestra in with this. Can you just distract Halcyon for like 30 to 40 minutes if you could, please?
I want to detect thoughts on Halcyon to determine the best way to distract him. Surface thoughts will do.
I know we just woke up, but I want to keep snuggling because you are comfy.
I said, sure, would you
That's the
like
surface thought.
any garments, Amira would ask.
Wait, so is he currently snuggling with someone?
No. She's already pushed him off. They've already put
Ah.
away the dragon thing. So
Okay.
the question is, now that's moot. DM. She needs
Oh.
after they put the dragon
Sorry.
away.
He's
Service
still
thoughts.
sleepy. I want to
Drowsy as shit.
roll a stealth and shapeshift into Amira's form.
Amira or Violet?
Who's he
Violet's
trying to
asking-
snuggle with?
Violet's asking for help.
Violet,
'cause she
why would he
needs to
snuggle with
distract.
Amira?
Violet.
Mira's cute, but tiny and no.
Okay. So I will go and roll stealth. It's not gonna be a Cosmos stealth by a long shot. It might be a
Shit.
bad fail. In fact, I rolled a 5, but really doesn't make any sound to begin with.
No.
Like, with my total of 5.
I mean, if you're
Does he
trying to
notice?
roll a stealth to transform and do so rapidly, I'd say a 5 means he can hear the bones shift and pop as you shift your body shape.
I mean, that could just as easily be Violet kind of shifting around, like just moving around.
Yeah, moving her dog bones.
Mm-hmm.
Cute. Amira
She's just
was
been
getting
sleeping,
a
remember?
long-term
So-
scheme to get revenge.
Don't say
Amira's
I've cracked
sassy
the pop.
now. Amira's sassy. Cute. Amira will begin a long-term scheme to get revenge.
Uh-oh, it's a creature that takes a compliment as an insult.
No. Violet literally like sneaks out of the tent and is like trying to make this locket.
Okay, but does she succeed in sneaking out? Because
Yeah.
that can make up for my blunder.
DM, can she do it like real nonchalantly, like walk out like she's gonna be coming right back in, that kind of a
Roll a
thing? And just,
blend
like,
in stealth check, because that is absolutely a type of stealth roll.
Fuck, okay. A 24? 24? Or 24? Was it 24? Can...
Perception.
Fuck.
Violet, the fuck are you doing? And the fuck are you doing?
Fuck.
You see a shorter Violet just mid shift. You're just like half Avery, half Violet.
Half an Avery.
I need lime for my eye sockets.
Does he walk away?
I don't mean the
Please tell me he walks
fruit.
away. Does he walk away from Violet? Please tell me he walks away from Violet.
He turns his head, and you just kind of hear a door creak as he turns his head.
I
just
finished shifting.
I'm gonna go.
I finished shifting and take his hand.
If you want to keep it, you will remove it from my grip.
You will behave, and
Excuse
you
me.
will go and walk the perimeter. Walk the perimeter, please.
Make a persuasion check.
Because he didn't get any last night. I'm definitely making
He
one.
is also still a paladin of...
Arlian.
Yeah. So he's not too keen on getting bullshitted.
It's a 19. 19 plus. Hold on. You said persuasion.
I want to try to roll persuasion to persuade him that I'm the real one.
Yeah, you got disadvantage, my guy.
That's fine.
You rolled a
That's fine.
5.
That's fine.
That is a 29 DM.
Am I physically nearby? Am I physically nearby?
I feel like you guys didn't exactly spread across the whole 8th mile in that place.
We didn't.
Yes, I will touch the Avery Violet on the shoulder and cast guidance.
So 1d4.
Ah!
In
By the
addition
way,
to-
that
You can
That's a what,
add a
plus what?
D4 to your roll.
1d4.
Okay, so that's a total of 9, 16, 25 plus 4, 29. Oh, wait, no, plus a d4. Plus a d4.
This was with disadvantage, correct?
Yes, it
Damn.
was 9
How's
plus
it-
16.
Vanessa wants to know, is there Tiger Bomb in this world?
And that is,
Not yet.
Well, not physically, but I know that we've made something like Tiger
25.
Bomb.
27 persuasion.
Oh, you crude motherfucker. I know exactly what you're doing. Oh, I'm cringing at the thought.
The great long-term scheme shall continue. Maybe talk. Piper might have something.
Yeah, jalapenos. Oh my god.
Yeah, and then Violet's going to think over to Vanessa. Can you and Mira help me make this as quick as
Chlamydia would be less uncomfortable. I'm just saying.
possible, please?
Anyway,
Joe, what does the 27 do?
Yeah, and the 29 do.
We fucked up once and consistently did good since.
did it work?
Is there a look over at Violet like you owe me?
I'm gonna walk the perimeter.
Which Violet?
And then make sure that I didn't drink from the wrong pool.
I'm gonna roll performance, and then like say, I'll be waiting. 10 plus 10 is a total of 20.
Since this is a
I'll be
cantrip,
waiting.
I cast guidance again, so have
I get in
that
bed.
forward. I don't care. If it's gonna work, it's gonna really work.
Master says, as a heads up, Megan, Halcyon insulted a fae.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
By calling her cute.
But I know there's something that Faye like even more than playing a trick on someone. Locking someone to a lifelong relationship that they may never get free of.
But it's usually with a person they hate, so...
Oh, yeah, but in Violet's trouble.
Sinestra. Yeah, but Tiger Bomb / jalapenos to the balls.
No,
You just broke the DM.
no. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Be nice,
Don't
be
touch
nice.
the DMs.
Icy hot.
That's not funny, man. That is not funny.
It's not funny.
It's a very
Ben,
different kind of
no.
icy hot.
It's always accidental, but it's
Just
still
ginger
not
root.
funny.
Just make it an accidental ginger root situation.
Ginger. Ginger. Really?
She knows what I mean.
Paper cut's preferable.
Accidental.
There's no fight or flight. It's all flight, but you can't run away from it. It's just,
Okay, I still want to know.
I'm
if
still
she-
connected to Violet, so I telepathically ask, now why are we doing this? I mean, I'm not opposed to it by any means. This is hilarious, but why are we doing this?
I need to do something important before we almost possibly get ourselves killed. And I would like to at least know that I did it right, okay? So could you do this for me? Please.
I'll take your place.
Just walk him around and I'll handle it from there when he gets back. We've got an eighth of a mile. I've got time. I've got time for him to slowly walk the perimeter.
Which fun fact is the exact length of a fucking track?
I
I
won't
get
say no
that.
to a free nap
Yeah,
either.
track.
He says in y'all's bed.
Grandpa just walks up and says something in a foreign language.
Which
What- or
language?
Which language?
All of us can understand things.
Gobbledy gobbler.
What languages do y'all speak?
That's
Okay.
not.
Violet can
we're
tell,
not- I'm not
understand all
telling you
languages
that right now.
Did we free the dragon?
DM, I'm gonna ask you.
By the way,
I'm gonna DM the DM a question.
apparently Venestra understands all languages,
So does
Then
Violet.
Venestra understands me.
and so does Violet.
That's the one thing we did with the brain coming back.
I'm just gonna say this. That is something that that Grandpa would have to learn from those characters.
Grandpa's speaking a language that he couldn't speak yesterday, so he's not sure who understands it.
Fair enough.
Most of us are gonna understand it.
I mean, you
don't
can
know
say
what
which
those of
language
you
you're
that
trying to
talking
speak.
about.
Huh? Yeah. So those of you that can understand all languages, you just hear him say, "Hey, did any of y'all have weird dreams last night?"
Which the tone he speaks in sounds like he's trying to hawk up a loogie, and it sounds nasally as shit. For those familiar
I'm
with
really
this tongue, it's
confused as to
goblin.
what language he's speaking. I don't know if I can understand it.
I
She
don't
answers
know.
back in
Another
Goblin. This is
language.
this is literally Violet because she's been struggling with Angel. Talks back in Goblin. Of course I can understand exactly what you're saying, and of course we had weird dreams, and of course I need to do something quickly, so I'll have this full conversation in just a moment.
Do not know Goblin, so
Violet
For those
completely
unfamiliar with
has a
goblin, it sounds like.
I know what goblins sound like.
Jesus.
The fact that Grandpa can understand her response freaks him out.
Piper's just like, when the fuck did Earthbach get here?
You sound like a goblin.
No, V and Amira returned to excavating the corpse. No way they'd turn up rare resources. I mean,
No, they are.
Let the corpse pull cyber.
Okay, Violet. Okay, Venestra. First, they all together got together and moved the corpse into the thing because that's her body. That's what she would want to take with her. The fact that you even offer to take it with us is an honor to Violet. 1, 2. Violet is asking you for help so she can make something for Halcyon because she needs to do something before we almost get ourselves killed.
Grandpa will talk to approach Halcyon and say, "You have god powers, right?"
Sort of,
Venestra
yes.
says it is in Amira's museum storage alongside Amelia Earhart's plane.
Well, she's gonna want it back, but they want to use the
They'll ask.
resources, but the thing is, it's just
He'll ask, "Do they give you weird dreams?"
Intense dreams, I'll put it that way.
I think I dreamed for the first time last night.
Congratulations! How'd it go?
I have no idea.
Let's see, did you feel concerned, scared? Did you feel happy? Did you just feel weird?
Well, mostly weird.
Or did you feel like you just visited the principal's office after he told you to go ahead and liberate a village? Sorry, that one's
Yeah,
oddly
it's
specific.
I'm gonna
His
message
jaw just
you.
does that loose hinge thing, just gonna like. I don't know that experience for reference, but it felt something like this, and he tries to do that same expanding feeling he felt the night before, and that is when his wings will come out. Moss-colored feathered wings.
Well,
What does Halcyon look like?
He's
let's
a high
see.
elf.
He is a high
Send
elf.
elf.
I had.
Send elf. Hi, son elf.
Did I send like a rough? mock-up of his appearance?
He has deep green eyes, if I remember correctly, he said.
You do, yes.
Continue, I
And,
DM'd you a question.
Okay.
Grandpa will say to him in Sylvan, "Is this normal?"
In terms of an extraplanar gift, normal, no. Unexpected, yes.
Just a regular handful.
But
Regular
Good enough.
handful.
not
Good enough.
Just a decent size.
not completely
They're like
surprising.
teacups, but they're
I know that's not exactly a straight
they're
answer,
not
but
huge. They're tiny, but they're not huge.
Did he respond to me in Sylvan?
he did.
Grandpa is confused beyond all belief. He doesn't know how he's speaking these languages, and he doesn't know how he understands them.
It's called a gift, whatever its source. I suggest not questioning it unless it becomes legitimately concerning.
He leans in really close and he says, "Have you sprouted any new body parts?"
Have you noticed hair growing in weird places?
Have you noticed any changes? You might be going
Then
to.
shuts
Have you
down
noticed
there
your
and-
erection
noticed-
lasting more than 4 hours?
Maybe you should
may be
find a
entitled
doctor.
to some. You may be entitled to some
The compensation.
Oh, he's already compensating.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to message you.
Piper in the background on her Fey glass.
Good talk. And he turns and walks away.
Fair.
Would you say it takes about an hour for them to circle the area? Because I do want to know if it takes them about an hour to circle the area, 'cause it would help Violet.
Oh,
That doesn't
V
really
and Amira
to
would
circle
just
the edge
work
with
helping
that
Violet
length.
craft
Not
her
really
item.
an hour. Maybe.
Repeat.
I said V and Amira would get to work helping Violet craft her item.
All in all, it takes 10 minutes, I'd say, to fully round the entire place.
Can we have a little bit longer than 10 minutes? Can there be
If you want to
some, like,
walk
delay?
more slowly, sure.
Yeah. She says, walk slow as possible. Like your leg is partially hurting. Pretend that you're a lady and just make it really awkward. That's what she says to him mentally. She's saying it on purpose because she wants to see how much she'll put up with. 1, 2, how much she's gonna laugh. 3.
Who's she saying that to?
She's telling that to Avery. Make it walk as slow as possible. As slow as possible.
I thought I was in the bed.
We could always bring out the djinn to distract Halcyon.
I thought Halcyon was walking the perimeter and I was waiting in the bed for him to get back.
Yeah, sure. That's good. That's good.
That-
That's good. That's a good false, a moment to get him to get confused. Yeah, that's good. Well, let's do that. That's
Yeah, as
funny.
Halcyon goes to walk the perimeter.
Appears in the bed with the Avery Violet. That'd be funny.
As Halcyon goes to walk the perimeter, his increased opulence is fairly plainly obvious. But he seems to be walking with almost more authority than normal.
Hot. Okay. As Violet is working on her item, I want to DM. Can I roll to see how well this goes? This is like a jeweler's tool thing. She's making a locket to propose to Halcyon.
Yeah, absolutely. Roll a jeweler's words. Oh, good. We're doing that.
Venestra, V and Amira are helping too. So
Woo!
the V's and Amira.
It is an
Avantage.
19. That's a 19.
And depending on Megan's choice, also trying to imbue magic into it.
No, wait. That's a 14. plus 6 because she has advantage, which is a soft 20. So, yeah, so do we manage to make a halfway decent locket in the time it takes?
With advantage, you got a what now?
With advantage? I got advantage?
Yes. You've got people helping and also trying to help imbue magic into it.
Oh, it's a 17 then. 17 plus 6, which is a 23.
Okay. Yeah. What do you engrave into said locket?
It's not an engraving, it's actually made out of 2 gem pieces where it's got a pin.
And
So
sometimes
it's-
lockets can have engravings. Do you choose to engrave anything into it?
Or maybe a magical image.
Or inlay anything into it?
She's gonna take one of her scales and some of her hair. Like, she's gonna take a full lock of, like, the edge of her hair. And she's gonna cut it off.
Tie it up so it doesn't get scattered all around that locket.
Yeah. She's gonna finish braiding her hair for the morning and then just cut the bottom of it off and then tie it up higher.
Okay. And then in terms of imbuing magic into it, is this in an attempt to make,
She wants it to be something that they can connect with eventually, but
Oh.
she just knows that they don't have a lot of time.
I mean... Given that it's a proposal, do you want it to be treated like a matrimonial band? Because that has
Yeah.
specific
it-
mechanics already in D&D, those...
Or do we want to just kind of go... Oh, it already has mechanics? I was going to
Those
say
have,
like we
I
go
mean,
the Final
technically the
Fantasy
ritual
route.
of it has mechanics, but yeah.
Yeah. So she wants to do. She wants to make it like a locket that he'll always have with him because it's like made out of glass, like something Arlian would want for his son to have.
Okay. Since this is considered a proposal and Violet and Amira are helping with the enchantment here, yeah, fuck it. You know what? Let's go ahead and let's say sorry, Vanessa and Amira. I'm gonna go ahead and allow you guys to go ahead and roll a religion check. And it'll be a relatively high DC, but if you roll high enough, this can be considered a non-cleric casting of the ceremony ritual. Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Nat 20!
Holy crap!
Okay.
Vanessa says, "Let me double check."
Double check.
Would be an Arlian. She'd want Arlian's blessing.
While this is going on, Grandpa is scoping out all of the winged members of the party.
Well, Violet's got her wings and tail now, so she's got a little tail going from side to side, like trying to focus so hard. It's like the frantic thing she's doing.
Whenever you make an Arcana, History, Nature, or Religion skill check, you can treat the roll as if it was a natural 20. Okay.
Oh my god, okay.
Wow.
She would want it to
little
be
little DM flub there. It's all right.
She would want it to be like stained glass. Like if Arlian gave a blessing. She
Yeah.
really wants
So, here's how this goes. Here's what happens. As the locket completes and you walk over to present it to Halcyon, the moment it gets within his view, all of the amethyst in the immediate area around you two, within about a range of 30 feet of each of you, glows a light not with purple amethyst light, but with bright golden sunlight. And at least in a magical sense, that is a successful ritual of matrimony, which means as long as one of you wears this locket and you are within 30 feet of each other, you both have a +2 bonus to your armor class.
What? What?
That is the mechanics of the matrimony ritual.
What? She looks up at him and she says,
Now, should this also be then officially officiated later on by a cleric, Amber, that +2 can increase to a +4.
huh?
I am here. Just don't worry.
Should this later on be officially officiated by an actual cleric, in this case Amber, because this was a separate
Amber, you don't
magical
wanna
item
have your
creation,
camera, dude.
that +2 may be able to increase to a +4
Oh, yeah, so you're-
as long as actual wedding bands are included.
Really?
I don't know. You were pulling your pants up a minute ago because they got stuck.
Because pants are dicks. No matter how well I tie it, it just goes weak.
Getting unofficially married in the abyss. I mean, it's very much.
For her, this isn't the abyss. This was the place where she found safety. In
That's
a place
fair.
that was dark. She lived in the abyss for a long time. She lived here. This was life. This is literally life. I don't know why you're like she doesn't understand how she resisted it all. That's the problem is for her. She's like, I guess I'm an anomaly.
It's called This Is Home, and it's the place where I belong.
She puts, I know that it's been hard dating. I know I'm still not quite where I need to be.
He grabs you by the hip mid-speech and just plants his lips on yours.
Wow.
When did y'all get, like, together? I thought he was still walking the perimeter and you were
Yes, she
still,
made a
like-
locket and then chased him down.
Oh, he chased him. Avery's still expecting his return in his bed. He has no idea.
I have a question. Are her aunt and uncle out of the whatever space they were in to literally witness this for like 2 minutes? Because
No, they're chilling. But this close to Halcyon, you do notice a couple of things about him. First of all, as previously mentioned, he did have some tattoos indicating, of course, his family and shit like that, if I remember correctly from describing that about him.
Mm-hmm.
They are fucking glowing.
Somebody's happy.
I want to spend the rest of my life.
To your recollection, they were not previously enchantments, they were just mundane tattoos.
Oh shit. Okay. So, but this is, I want to spend the rest of my life, however long that is, with you. You may never die, just so you know.
Well, if you want to make that choice, well, we're going to have to talk about, what the hell it would mean for you to take on the role of a Viscountess.
What's a Viscountess? She doesn't know what that is. That's like, what?
What?
What's that word?
Lots of kids got it. God damn it, Vanessa.
What's a Viscountess?
Counterpart to a Viscount,
Okay.
which
a Viscount?
I have apparently
What's a-
gained that role, as he looks at his glowing tattoos. Really? They choose to spring that on me when I'm surrounded by demons. My fucking family.
Grandpa turns around to congratulate them and knocks a bunch of stuff over with his wings.
Piper's just on her payphone going, I'll call you back.
To translate as well, the lesser version of an epic destiny that he got, as he's currently classified as an NPC, was Legendary Sovereign, which means basically he has the right of rulership over his homeland.
Nice.
Which in this case, being a Viscount, is still only a local area of that, but... Well,
You don't need the whole place.
Can we talk about something for a minute? By
you mean
my
how bloody
lineage,
gorgeous you are.
I get it, but I'm the Duke's daughter, so
Malvavia's
I'm
snoring.
the only living heir of the entire family.
Oh. So what you're saying
so-
is rank is expanding more and more by the second.
I thought we were not going to deal with that, but if that means it means my grandmother.
If we want to avoid it, we can. I
Uh,
have been mostly stripped of the choice, but I can still make that choice.
Amber's got a question.
Go ahead,
Yes.
go ahead.
So V said V's just gonna deadpan stare at all the people with wings. She's gonna have to remember how to teach young children how to use their wings.
We gotta learn how to fly.
Hold
We
on
gotta
for a
push
second.
them
Let me
off
drink
the
this
cliff.
Red Bull.
So you gotta push them
That's
off
why
the cliff. Just-
Grandpa's been like scouting people out. You remember
So
when?
That joke just went
Oh,
meow.
sorry.
so if I'm the only living heir, they don't know that I'm existent. They don't know that I lived. They don't know that I was.
Well, they're going to fucking find out. Now, I'm not too keen on dealing with the role that I've apparently just had imposed on me by my family just yet. It's titled,
I
but
don't
I'm
think
stuck
we
with
should- I think we
acting
should
on
fight
it
the
is not
demons.
necessary yet. Yes, let's fight some fucking demons.
I want to come out covered in blood, and I want them to meet us covered in blood. That'd be great. I want them to be afraid, very afraid.
Sounds grand.
Yes, let's do that. It's like this moment. I'm letting you know. Everybody hears that part. I want
Oh,
to come back
God.
covered in blood. I want them to
When we get back to the material plane, I've got to commission my own mansion.
Cute.
Means I'm also...
What?
Oh, look at that.
Cute.
It's a wild dusty.
Huh?
Go away.
What?
I was like, go away, Sarah.
When we get back to the material plane, I've got to commission my own manor, which means I've been, well, moved beyond the old family home.
What if we make our own man? Using bones.
Did I say I was excluding you?
I hope not.
Certainly
This is in
not.
back, just like playing with his hair. Inside of this locket is a piece.
I'll let
of
you
metal.
decide how big the bedroom gets to be.
I get that, but if I should die on that battlefield and they should eviscerate me,
Not
my
fucking
hair is
happening.
inside this locket. I get that. I get that. I'm just telling you, my hair is inside this locket, so.
He rolls up a pamphlet and bamps you baps you on the nose.
Those are
I'm
the
not-
most metal wedding vows I've ever heard. If I should die upon this battlefield.
I just want you to know my hair's in this locket. You can bring me back.
Amir,
It'll be fine.
Amira shouts out, if you two need a special bedroom, do say.
Did you remember the chainmail veil?
Just looks over at Vanessa. I don't think you need to. Just puts her hands over Halcyon's ears, knowing that's not going to work. But it's just one of those
He
moments
puts
of
his hands up to your wrists. Oh, yes. That's right, we should include chains.
starts hiding.
You're right, it's a little rough. Ropes it is.
But it's... Burns.
Her face is Violet's face is going. Oh, what the fuck?
Okay, fine. Silken cloth.
Grandpa's holding his wings like Toothless when he was trying to impress the girl dragon, just because he doesn't know what to do with them.
Amira nodded. You two could plan it in a special dimension later once we're done with your biz.
Sounds incredible. Great time for cat ass.
Uh, Piper had called Angel the seventh Piccolo.
You're gonna have to wait. And then you know that you gotta get a full call where Angel's like halfway asleep. Nicodemus, I need you to untie me. Untie me.
Speaking of ropes.
I can call back later.
No. I've been left up here for 2 hours. Get me down.
All right. So, love, these are the special elven fusing ropes. I need to use the knife.
Oh, okay.
Whee! There was a falling gnome. Whee!
Y'all don't see nothing, and then you just see her in a full outfit.
Look how Avery's still waiting. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. He's still waiting. He's still kind of dozing off, waking back up. Like, you're taking a while.
An imp that snuck
well.
through the crystalline structure wearing a dress that's like 4 times its size.
You wanted some company?
No.
It's got 2 large tusks, one's poking at its eye.
Violet looks over at Halcyon. Can you just go and appease Avery? I accidentally left him inside of your tent. Can you just act like you don't know what's going on? This for me. I'll owe you big time.
Wait, what'd you just ask him to do?
You'll owe
Just to
me.
go in there. Yeah.
I'm gonna need a
Yes,
more promising persuasion than that.
She kisses him for the first time without on the lips without completely falling apart in front of people. Considering
Can I
that the
just say,
last time-
it's still very, in a lot of ways, very awkward playing out romance NPCs with you guys. Still.
I do that constantly.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
I'm not giving you shit. I've been able to throw away most of the awkwardness thanks to doing this for almost 4 fucking years.
Oh god. So Violet just literally looks at him and is like, she kisses him full on the mouth without blushing in front of everybody in the room. Can you please go?
It was great timing. I needed to sneeze.
And then she's trying really hard not to blush, and she waits until he leaves the area, and then her entire face turns violet.
Venestra says, while we're all having antics, how many dragon tooth necklaces of +1 AC can Vi make?
I believe I mentioned that all your rolls turned out good, so you are able to make enough for all 10 of the present characters.
So she looks over at by Angel's sending in the thing. You need what? It's really late and Nicodemus is very active.
It is time! It is time!
It's time! It's time! This is not a drill! This is not a drill! She's like drops everything that she has in her hands. Ah, not a drill! Gotta go. Kit, she's like, what? She almost drops one of her kits. Ah, no! No. Not a drill. Not a drill. Not a drill.
Have smart orc an extra mover. It's not a drill. I thought this was a hammer.
Oh, shit. She runs out of the doors. It's like Piccolo, like walking out the door. Piccolo.
What?
It's not a drill. It's not a drill.
Are you just gonna shove him through the glass?
What's
No,
not
I
a...
still have to change. I have to call Vistris.
Alright.
Okay. Right. So,
What did you
look,
end up making? out
saying
of the
it's not a
dragon?
drill is not enough for me to go off of.
You have to go through the necklace now. I need to call Vistris. I gotta do this now.
I got a what?
Remember the Vistris thing that you have to do because you need to be covered in mercury to go down there. You can't be covered in me.
No, that's true. I'm trying to
Oh,
ask
okay.
Violet what she made for Avery. Because she made something earlier and I don't remember what.
I made
was
him
gonna
a
make note.
dagger.
Oh, okay, it was a dagger.
It's a dagger he can put spell focus through because it's made of pure amethyst. That's why she made it out of amethyst, because it would be able to be a spell focus.
Right, so I'm going down into the abyss. Let's do this.
Yeah, hold on.
You
She,
get to
pulled
watch
out
the kids.
She pulls out the Vistris scroll and does this big long draconic summoning thing for 2 minutes. Oh, good lord.
Coming home, tell the world I'm coming home.
Yeah.
Fucking hate my old home.
Piccolo, so I have discovered we're just gonna burn your whole family to the ground because that whole layer of the abyss.
Oh, you
It's your
picked
father.
up on that, yeah.
Yeah.
Piccolo, I need you to focus, and I need you to say this last word in Draconic, and she repeats it for Piccolo. Just, it's gonna be until you get back, okay?
Mistress.
Okay, good. Now, I don't know, you're supposed to turn metal now. That's uncomfy. I'm gonna stand back.
The surface of his skin turns metallic, and it seems to be dripping, freezing before it falls, and retracting back into his body over and over.
Okay, now. And she puts the the gem out, and she does that spreading thing, and then pushes him through.
Hey, babe.
Now I have to hang up because I'm in trouble, and I need to go feed 2 more children before I get back up the ceiling. And hangs up the phone call.
Ethan! I didn't know that.
Did a new person just show up in the abyss?
Hi.
No. Yeah.
Condo.
Your wings are pretty cool.
You're in
by the
some
way.
really weird armor. He
I
says,
want-
pointing
okay,
at the
Joe.
meadowland.
Joe, can you... Joe,
You're not wrong.
Can we have not
Joe,
seen
focus
the
on Avery.
Yeah.
We need to know what happens with House and Avery.
Oh yeah, Avery. Yeah.
Blah, blah.
Yeah.
One scene
I
at a
wanna
time.
I want to see this hilarity. House walks into Avery.
Enjoy your walk.
Well, yes, I did. With one stride, he smoothly glides over to the bed, picks you up in his arms, bridal style,
He clings.
and swoops you out of the fucking tent with a goddamn throw.
What do you? Oh my gosh! I didn't know you were gonna do that. So as when you try to throw him, does he just like go like the necklace go like wee?
Kinda.
Babe, what was that about?
You really need to work on emulating her mannerisms, Avery.
Do you want me to make a performance check? I thought I was doing good.
He was doing.
I made a performance check earlier. I didn't know you wanted me to make a second one.
It's been a
Made
minute.
him make a second one.
Make a second one.
Yeah.
Are you just? I'm letting you know that.
13 plus 10, 23 performance.
I'm letting you know that she would cry like landing like that. Just absolutely. There's a full-on bawling because not used to having like any type of boyfriend or anything. You probably picked up on that really quick.
Is it Oh, okay. Awesome.
So you're just
yeah.
they're crying.
I
just, like,
start
having
crying when you pick me up.
Like they're uncanny mannerisms. It's frustrating for him at this point. He doesn't know what to do.
Wow.
No, I love you so much. Why would you do that to me?
You're gonna make whoever the fuck you choose your partner to be very happy if you can actually pull off an act like that. It's insanely convincing.
I shift my head back to Avery. You mean it?
Just find a partner who's not actually in a relationship first.
I peck him on the cheek and still Avery's head and hop out of his arms.
By the way, you're 1 cup size too big.
Eat cups. Well, I had to. He reaches down. I had to hide this thing that showed up in my room. It was, but yeah.
Can imagine bird wings like Goliath though from Gargoyles, like how he holds them over his front. Grandpa walks like that up to Vanestra and says, "Help!"
I can feel them.
I've turned myself into a burrito. Help!
You know who's really good and it could probably help you with that is not just Vanestra, but also she's Violet says is she points over there at Piccolo. You really
All right.
suck with this
I don't know
voice.
who that is.
His name is Piccolo.
Aye. Piper's husband.
We have not seen what he looks like when
Hey, Mr. Piccolo.
Could you just
Piccolo!
Mr. Piccolo!
So,
Piccolo?
so you know those living statues, that whole kind of thing?
Say that again.
It's basic. So you know those living statue actors? It's that kind of thing, except it's otherwise it's mostly normal
Liquid
Piccolo.
metal.
Yeah, liquid metal normal Piccolo.
Nice.
Like Quicksilver. Like Quicksilver. But like more muscular than Quicksilver.
Avery probably hears, is this
Like T2.
Venestra typing? When we have some time? Okay. Avery hears Venestra and would say, I can, he would offer to help. I could help. I also have some winged experience. He uses his revelation in flesh to sprout his wings.
Hey, when we have some downtime, all you with
I forgot what I said my wings were like. Oh, right. It was like bat wings, but instead of veins, it's neurons. Right. That's what
Yep.
it said it was.
Okay, who here doesn't have wings?
I do that
I
now.
heard you have wings. Only when
My
I
wife's a
have
druid,
shapes
so you know
of
she can like
birds.
choose to have wings, and has all the instincts for it. Hi, sorry for interrupting you, baby. Haven't seen you in a few days. You look gorgeous, by the way. But tired.
Yes. I can tell.
Oh my gosh. I kind of
This
expected
podcast,
it. Oh, we can
Divine
use
Sense.
one or more sorcery points. Got it. What I have to do.
Faye is what you immediately pick up on with the slightest echo of fiend.
Piper is going to use her once a day animal shapes on Piccolo to turn into a mouse. Get her hand pocket and go take a fucking nap.
Just as a curiosity, DM, what does it sense off the rest of the party?
I believe we've already gone over that mostly. There is. Well, let's see. Off of Halcyon. Still seems like himself. Off of. Let's see, it's Fey Fiend or under that kind of thing. You get heavy Fey presence from Piper. You get almost a slight elemental presence from Ravik. Sorry, not Ravik. Xanon.
What about Violet?
Violet.
Everything?
Not really everything. It's interesting. I'm gonna say, just for the sake of this, that given your change in status, Divine Sense, at least for this moment specifically, allows you to pick up on some abnormal creature types. Violet, you get this. It's sitting somewhere between monstrosity from the sort of from the dog thing, with draconic in there, with something else.
Venestra says, what about Vianamira?
Vianamira.
Undead. Undead.
Well, there is like the almost like a fleeting essence of undead, like it's falling away in favor of just shadow.
Memo to self: keep bright lights away from that one.
Bright light, big city.
That's what we want.
Cute and sitting pretty.
Are we pretty much done? We're just wrapping up.
Pretty much, because it's that time.
It is past that time.
He looks over at Halcyon and over at Piccolo. He looks like he's been through hell. This is
Not quite. We're in the abyss.
Piper literally puts Mouse Piccolo in her pocket. Go and take a nap.
And it's mercurial dripping Piccolo. Mouse.
Your mouse is dripping.
Right, wait. What, Pepper, finish.
No, not Lemmy Winks.
Finish, Pepper.
What? Oh, I
Say
said
what you
I
were
put
saying.
him in my pocket and tell him, take a fucking nap.
You're right. I spent too much time trying to wrangle Chill.
Everybody else just hears squeak, 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 squeak in their pockets. Who doesn't have animals? Speak with animals.
Exciting times.
So, Grandpa, we're gonna have to learn how to, guys, we're going to have to learn how to fly at some point. I will be with you and take a little lesson myself.
I just
Well, that's
realized
so
and want to point out that I haven't taken an action to revert back to full Avery, so I'm still just Violet
You're
walking
also
around with
Avery's
Avery's head.
Violet from the neck down.
Yeah, it just like
Grandpa
slipped
just
his
looks
mind.
over.
It's not like he's even trying to play a prank right now. He just like he forgot.
First day at the office, huh?
Hmm?
Nothing.
You know, never thought I'd say this. But for once, your group of friends has one of them with a butterface.
Leave Avery alone and be nice.
Everything's great, butterface.
What? She
Perception,
pokes him
just-
with her tail.
Jesus. Yeah, that's kind of it.
I rolled a 15 in perception, so I probably heard him say that and shifted back.
What? Damn it, Vanessa.
So, well then, shall we head to the Beholders next? And also that gift.
Woo!
God damn it.
Can we learn how to fly first before we decide we're going to go and try to attack some beholders? Because this is an actual
Harry
thing,
Potter,
huh?
the boy who lived, dropped his fly. Yeah, so on that note, as all of you have woken up, I'm sorry, I don't know where to continue from here. This is where
So we're gonna take,
Would
we
be
take a
teaching
mini flying lesson, so we can at least be.
That'll be our like transitional thing.
Sure, yeah.
We're taking a mini flying lesson, and then before we head out to
We
the
can learn
next.
heading there. It'll take 24 hours.
Yeah,
Downtime
I'll say,
training.
everybody with wings, give me a dexterity or acrobatics check.
Ooh.
Okay,
needs to learn it?
so it has not been 10 minutes, so my revelation in flesh is still active, but I will go ahead and use one more sorcery point to extend it by 10.
What were the two options?
Dexterity or acrobatics. Acrobatics, of course, being if you were proficient with it. Otherwise, it's just going to be the same as dexterity.
Same thing either
X
way.
or- yeah, same for me either way.
15.
15.
I'm good.
Cool.
Oh,
3.
Violet,
Yeah, so
Vanessa asked if they got used to a
I got a
dragon
natural
tail.
20.
oh, question. Has Violet gotten used to a dragon tail?
Oh yeah, that's the one thing
Yeah.
That's the one thing we rolled
Now I
for.
got that song stuck in my head. Thank you.
Which one?
Dragon tails.
Dragon tails, it's almost time for dragon tails. Come along, take my. Sorry.
Childhood.
She's used it, got it.
I think that Avery like takes one flap and just like smacks himself forward onto the ground face first. Man, if I don't use these enough, they'd really get stiff.
Violet's like, I have a question. How much of a natural is Violet with that natural 20?
Honestly, you're just really on cloud nine with Halcyon so much that you don't realize you're actually flying. And then, look, oh shit, the ground's down there.
Is
Can
it one
I
of those?
make another one to get off the ground? Because, like, sure, that was a funny fail, but I don't really feel like there
With
was.
disadvantage since you were in a prone position.
Well, I would have gotten up before I attempted again.
All right. Roll it. Higher DC since you failed the first time either way.
God damn it. 9?
9. So,
Nice.
yeah, they really do get stiff if you don't use them that often. As the moment you try to flap your wings now, you feel one immediately just cramp and lock up.
I dispel it.
How did the 15 do it?
15. It's slow, but you're actually able to kind of lift that metal body off the ground, and you're able to hover a little bit. It's a little bit,
Say
but
it's
wonky,
way
but you're
more
able to
of a
hover.
Trait.
Oh, strange question. When I cast Divine Sense earlier, did I sense myself? Since my creature type changed.
It's interesting. Usually, I mean, when there's an overwhelming sense of like something that's going to be obvious in an environment, you have to kind of usually push past it and try and look for the other things. When you first cast it, there was this overwhelming sense of divine. Or sorry, this overwhelming sense of celestial. And it's only kind of just now after hovering for a bit that you realize it wasn't really in the environment as much as it was on top of you? Inside? You're not entirely sure. It's just you.
I all of a sudden don't like the abyss even more.
And that brotherhood comment that Z made makes a little bit more sense.
Venestra says, all right, Avery, we'll work on yours.
As, of course, that wing briefly twitches before it gets dispelled. Just
Strength training anyway, so that works.
I want hot Voldemort to go away. I can't look at that chat.
Which one?
I'm sorry, you
Chat.
never fucking looked?
You didn't see it.
It was in reference to Avery's butterface.
Yes. Finestras are the best.
Harry Potter,
Love it.
the boy who lived, come to die.
Yes.
Are we ending it now?
I think so.
I think this is a good stopping point.
I think this is a great stopping point, Joe. You want to wrap it up?
What do you reckon Voldemort's pillow talk is like?
No. What do you reckon his anime sleep pillow would be?
Bellatrix Lestrange.
Really?
He actually does.
I think it would be Lucius Malfoy's face on Bellatrix's body.
That's just fucking wrong. Okay.
How much he beats up that guy? A love-hate relationship.
Yeah, I think Voldemort only likes Lucius Malfoy for his money. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah. It's like a hate relationship in this situation.
Venestra says he liked his snake.
Phone call from the
Yeah.
boss? Sorry.
True.
Outdoor
Did
time.
spend a lot of time stroking
I
McGee.
hear that. That's why we protect all your vehicles here. But hey, nothing wrong with sticking it to the boss.
All right, I'm gonna go
Brooke
You raid?
is like,
The only person I see live. People following
Also,
me
what do we
is
want to
Rose.
name the session, everybody? Because I got to put that in chat for the VOD editing later. I'm glad it didn't fucking split because there wasn't an ending failure because the update did what it was fucking meant to.
Epic
I don't know. It's not my say. But I hope you will post it afterwards.
We had epic destinies happen, and there's also a lot of this, so epic gems.
big transformation.
Destiny in the wings.
Polishing Violet's amethyst locket.
The changeling who cried love.
Yes, please! That was beautiful!
The sexy Voldemort session.
Sexy Voldemort.
I like mine better, though. Not gonna lie.
I'm naming it Sexy Voldemort just to confuse everybody, and that fucking face will be in the thumbnail. So do not delete that GIF. I'm gonna use